go.
All right.
Hi, and thank you all for joining us today. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Hey, what the hell?
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
I'm sorry, I got a little carried. Welcome everybody. We were gonna play the new intro, but Jay just sent it to me. Well, we'll have to wait. We'll play it at the break. How's that?
All right.
Well, no, we got to get it set in our system. We got to download it in the system, so it's in the system with us. It makes it easier. But welcome everyone to News on the Flip Side. I hope everyone's having a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever the fuck you are, wherever the fuck you are on the big fucking planet. How's that? Yes, I can fucking curse on this fucking show, so fuck off.
Yeah, it's
How's
good
that?
because I was just thinking upstairs. I'm going to drop a couple of F-bombs, I think, tonight.
I'm just an ornery bastard today. Well, it just tells you how life is. So last night, I don't know, I went to sleep. I'm sleeping. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I felt like I swallowed something. I got up. I couldn't fucking breathe. I mean, literally, I stood up. I stood straight up out of the bed, just stood there. I was like, it felt like, I don't know, it felt like forever. It was probably like 5 seconds or something, but it was a very weird experience. Before anybody asked, I don't know what the hell it was, what caused it, or what, nothing, but I feel good. I just had all my blood.
You were probed, dude. You were probed.
Might have been. It might have been. I mean, I just had all my blood work and all that good stuff done, so I don't think it's anything like that.
I'm thinking
my
the same
doctor
thing
said
too.
the heart's in good shape, so.
I've woken up gasping for air. Diane has witnessed it, and it's like it scares the living hell out of her.
It's a freaky thing. It was a freaky thing. It's only the first time. No, it's just a weird thing. Whoever said that? No, Jackie. It's just a weird thing. It's like now. On another note, welcome to the Illuminati show. Yes. Okay. Don't kiss me.
Yay!
Okay. Don't aggravate Joe anymore, or I will have somebody take your family out for a walk. Oh no, not just you, your whole damn family. We don't. Us Illuminati people don't do it that way. We take everybody out.
You got alligators there.
Start to finish. That's right. Wherever you were, wherever you are now, all the way back as far as we can go. Poof you up. No, I'm just teasing, guys.
Got a swamp ride coming.
And Michael, don't forget, they also have alligators in New York City. So
yeah, they got them in the sewers and stuff like that.
You know
we got
what?
big ones down here.
They found They saw and found an alligator up here in Westmoreland County, Pittsburgh. Yeah, around that area. They found one.
Yeah, because
there's no surprise there.
Yankees.
some people are stupid enough to get them real small and think they can.
Yeah, they come
feed
down
them
here
as a
and buy
pet.
them as pets, and they bring them up there with y'all, not realizing these things can get 18 to 20 feet long.
And also not realizing that that animal is also illegal to own as a pet within the state unless you have a zoo
Yes.
license.
Yes, you can own them down here. They don't care, but because you can just have them in your bayou and shit. But actually, Mississippi just set some records. Some huge monster one they just caught. The alligators are getting huge now. Now they're just showing up in people's backyards and stuff, doing floods. You'll just see them walking down the middle of the highway. I mean, at one point you didn't even see an alligator. When I was in my 30s and 40s, you were lucky to even see an alligator. You can go to any bayou now and just sit on the edge of the bridge and watch hundreds of them swimming up and down. You can go out there and feed them. I mean, there's a couple times I've had to get on people from out. Just a perfect example. Linda and I on a bayou one afternoon. We stopped to smoke some weed. I mean, to drink some coffee. And anyway, I'm just teasing. I'm just giving you a hard time tonight. Anyway, we're sitting there talking, and I'm watching these gators out there. And somewhere on my Facebook page, you can see some pictures of the ones I was taking. That they beautiful gators. There's one. He's coming down the bayou, and his little tooth is shining like some kind of weird horror movie or something. But anyway,
diamond tip, of course.
Yeah. So these three people get out their car and they're walking around doing their thing, you know. And I'm watching them, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then the little kid takes off of the boat. And this is a little girl. She's 3. I mean, she can't be no more than 2 foot tall, maybe 50 pounds. So she looks like a giant turkey to an alligator. So she's headed down the bayou to the ramp. So I start running from where I'm at towards the kid, and I'm screaming at her. So I get there and just grab the kid and pull it in. And of course, the mom and dad freaked out because I put my hands on the kid. And I said, you are just, and I can't even use the kind of language I use with them. I said, where are you from? And they said, oh, well, we're from up north. I'm like, where? Oh, Chicago. I was like, well, obviously you don't know what alligators are, right? And she said, no, it's just water right there. I said, you are ignorant. So I took a rock. And because I knew there was a big one there because I was feeding him earlier. So I threw a rock and his big head comes out like this. And I said, that would have been your kid. I said, as soon as she got to the edge, it would have grabbed her and took her away and you would have never got to her. I said, since none of us had a boat, there would have been no prayer of catching her. I said, because you couldn't have jumped in the water because there's literally hundreds of alligators here. I said, so they would have just ripped her into pieces. I said, you have to be aware. Alligators sit on the edge of the water underneath. And that's how they hunt. They wait for deer and rabbit, anything coming for a drink.
Water, so you can't see them.
And they snatch them. And even if it's clear, it's hard to see them because the way their colors and their the little notches on them.
Dark on top and light on the bottom.
So it makes it hard to see them. And then they all apologize. Oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. This. But I just said, look, just don't, pass it on. When you tell your friends up north to go getting on the edge of the water feed unless you know where you're at. And right now, like I said, the alligators are plentiful. So there's a lot of competition for food. And it's, what do you mean? Kamala Harris? No, they would spit her out. I'm sorry. They
would bite her out of professional courtesy.
They would just spit her out. They'd be like, what y'all trying to feed?
They couldn't even bite her out of professional
what do you mean, Donald Trump? Oh, no, they'd like Donald Trump. He's all soft and chunky and stuff. Yeah, he'd make a good meal.
He looks like an orange.
That's right. He'd feed a couple of them. But anyway, getting down to the real thing. I've been watching the polls. I have noticed that some people have trying to fudge stuff. I have seen quite a few errors in voting areas too, but a lot of people have been trying to fudge numbers. So a lot of polls have been coming way out on Trump's side right now, where the independent puts, oh, well, that's just bullshit, and Harris is really winning. Well, really? Well, show us where she's winning. Because more polls came out today and said he's guaranteed at least 4 of the swing states, and they're thinking 5. And in Pennsylvania, everybody I talk to in Pennsylvania who works anywhere up there is like, I listened to Fetterman yet again today saying y'all need to spend more time on the ground. He said, no, everywhere I go, it's Trump, 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 Trump. They went to a Latino meeting today, 500 Latinos. Okay, 500. Who are you voting for? Trump. All but one of them said Trump. All but one. So yeah, he looks like he's carrying the Latinos. He's somewhere between 21 and 31% on the blacks. It just depends what poll you want to believe.
I don't know if you can call these polls, but all of the networks are saying that they're in the early voting polls, or early voting stations where you can actually go to vote without mailing in. They're seeing record numbers of women, African Americans, Asians, and Hispanics.
Yes, and he's pulling it in the field.
Voting early.
Oh, do you know what I had as a Halloween costume too? I had a garbage. No, a garbage bag.
Oh man.
There you go, Biden.
So officially, Biden is not going to do any more stomping for Kamala. He said it today. I mean, there's only 3 days left, basically, but he's
3
not going to
days
do any
and a
more
couple
stomping.
hours, actually, I think.
Some gas. You'd have to look it up, but we're by the time we get off tonight, it'll be 3 days. Yeah, he didn't apologize for saying everybody was
We can actually
garbage.
show the countdown. This is the countdown to actual voting.
Yeah, so there you go, people.
Voting polls on the East Coast open in most parts 7:00 a.m. So that's where this is counting down to. 3 days, 2 hours, 31 minutes, and bing. There you go.
Before we get off the show tonight, there'll be less than 3 days. It'll be 2 days and some change. So get ready for it. There's going to be a lot of voting going on.
And the fireworks have just begun. Did y'all hear about Florida?
No, what's going on in Florida?
Oh, wow. Florida blew up. Well, almost blew up last night. Some 17-year-old kid shot 7 or 8, 9 people in Orlando, killed 2, injured 7. And then another person, I don't know if it's an adult, was caught installing explosive devices somewhere in the Tampa area.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so it actually literally almost exploded sometime around midnight or 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning whenever they caught that dude.
Now, liberals, I know y'all are dumb. I used to not think y'all were dumb, but I know y'all are now. So y'all are blowing up voting boxes in really deep blue states. What do you... We all want Trump to win? Is that what's going on? I mean, you blow up enough of them voting boxes in places like New Mexico.
Well, just gives Kamala Harris fuel to say foul that the election was cheated.
Washington State, that's what blew me away. No, I'm sorry, it was in Oregon.
No, it was both Washington State and Oregon. Yeah, it was both states.
It happened in Philadelphia too, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't read nothing.
I know everywhere it's happened now is deep blue, and I just don't understand.
Philadelphia was blue in the last election, so I think it happened in Philadelphia too.
Yeah. Well, the one they caught one guy. He's a Democrat.
He's pro.
He's a Democrat, and he's like, but according to him, he only did one, and I forgot where it was, but
one or half of one. He's done for a while.
You're tampering with votes. Minimum is 5 years, so. Maximum's like 25 years.
But I mean,
anywhere up in there.
Device, I think he's going to get a little bit more than 5.
Jackie, they only found I forgot what the guy said, but they only found 4. Only 4 of the votes could be used. So they put out a thing. They put out what voting box it was.
Got burned? Can I say who's got burned?
No, they were ash. Oh. They were just ash. Yeah. So what they did was they put out a thing in a local town saying, "Hey, this voting box in this location was caught on fire. If you put a thing in there, please contact us and resubmit your vote." So we'll see what happens with this. But there's been a lot of this. There've been glitches. So see, that's a problem now because of 2020. Everybody's watching. There's been problems in Pennsylvania already. Probably in Georgia already. There's now 98,000 ballots in Arizona, which we're going to pull that link up in a few minutes. I mean, so everybody is watching. Because everybody's like, every vote counts. And it probably does. But I'm not 100% sure this race is as close as they say it is. I guess we'll find out on Tuesday night.
I'm not convinced either. I think he's been ahead the whole time, and they've just been, adding, bullshit numbers to Biden and Kamala's numbers.
Well, what happened in 2020? Everyone thought Trump won. He went to bed.
I went to bed thinking that he was going to be
Pennsylvania.
Say thank you, Philadelphia. Say thank you, Philadelphia. That's what Trump gave.
When did that happen before? Was it Eisenhower? The guy's holding up that he won and he wasn't the actual winner.
So, I mean, if this is too close, there are going to be issues, but I don't know. From what I've seen, I mean,
there's going to be issues because of the ballot fires. I mean,
well, we looked what Wednesday. He was only 5 points out of the top of New Mexico.
Yeah,
he's only 4 points out of the top of New York. New York Times said he has a chance of flipping New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last president did that was Reagan. I think it was his second term. He flipped it.
Yeah.
So it'll be out. If he flips New York, he don't need Pennsylvania. He don't even need any to swing. So he's on one. Shit. I forgot how many they have. They're like 26, I think, in New York.
What's Mike? What do you think, buddy?
He's getting something right now. He went to go get some coffee or something. It's was that Jimmy? No, we're gonna get all that. We don't get into the polls till later into the show, but there's a lot of good stuff out there. So you got to watch. You have to pay attention when you're watching polls. So like the Independent, they put their polls. If the Independent is so lefty bluey, it's not even funny. And they have a tendency. They're like the Huffington Post. They have a tendency to make shit up. Literally, they have a tendency to make shit up. So what you'll hear from people like that is, so Independent says, well, they say Trump's leading all these places and he's leading big, but it's not true. The early voting is really on Harris's side. Well, show us that. We're all game for. We'll and I wrote to the Independent. I said, if you can show me that, I said, when I do our show tonight, I said, myself and our host, I said, we'll have between 3 and 4 million listeners tonight. Send it to us. We'll put it out there. I said, we're not one-sided in the fact. I said, we all want Trump to win, but so we're not one-sided in the fact that we won't put your stuff out there. If it's legit, it's legit. If it's not, it's not. What's that, Brian? No, I mean, we want y'all to see legitly what's going on. We really, really want y'all to see what's going on. But so many people feel the need to do so much lying. It just gets old with the lying.
Yep. There's also, I mean, one of the key issues that what's her name? Tammy, is it Baldwin? Is the senator that was trying to introduce Kamala before the show this show started? Her campaign keeps talking about reproductive health and getting abortions back. That's kind of the exact opposite, right? Abortion isn't for reproduction; it's the exact opposite. And I understand there may be some reproductive health issues where an abortion may be necessary, but we've talked about this a lot. I think what they need to do is determine exactly when life begins, because at some point, abortion becomes murder. We have said this before on the show. So they need to determine that someone, federal government, state government, someone needs to come down and say, life happens exactly here, and this is the last time. You can't do anything after this. You can't have an abortion.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm tired of hearing on all the speeches that she puts out there. All she does is rag on Donald Trump, man, all the time.
She does go on.
I don't want to hear how bad Donald Trump was, according to you. I want you to tell me what the hell you're going to do to make America great again. I'm tired of hearing everyone saying Donald Trump was this, Donald Trump was that, Donald Trump was this.
Donald Trump will do this or do that. Yeah, show us the proof.
I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay,
I'm with you on that.
They can't even produce they can't even produce one video where he says what they say he's going to do. Like, I'd like to see where he says he's going to be dictator.
Whenever I hear about abortion, it's being argued wrong. You can't look at it when life begins. It's not about that. It's a denial of life.
Yes,
it's knowing that if you do that, that person will not be a person, will not be born, will not have the trials and tribulations of life. You're taking it away from them. You're denying them. So it's kind of, it's murder, yeah, because you're taking someone's life away from them. Under normal circumstances, they'll be born and have whatever life, right?
But part of the problem is that no one entity has determined exactly when it's a life form.
As soon as it's going, because
if
you put a stop to it, no matter at what stage, it's not going to be born. It's not going to be a person.
Whenever they hear the first heartbeat is when that baby is considered a human.
I know when there's murders in a lot of states of pregnant women, they get charged for a double homicide because of the baby that's not being born, no matter what the stage. So that's kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
Well, so good video. There's a good video out there, which I don't know if I have it or not. I'll have to go look. So these liberals are screaming at this woman about it. So she picks up the phone. She said, no, you can get it at 34 weeks, which is 8 months. And she's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. So she picks up the phone live, calls the clinic, and says, can I get an abortion at 8 months, 34 weeks? And she said, yes. She said, oh, you got to come in for this thing to check, but yes, you're good to have it. And she said, well, the baby is, viable, because at 8 months, baby can live outside the womb.
Yeah,
So
they can live with the system.
There's at least 5 states in the union that will allow you, that's murder, a baby at 8 months. I mean, come on, people, that's ridiculous. See, to me, if the problem with abortion is if the first 8 weeks you might be able to get away with it and say, okay, not really, but after that, it's a baby, And the problem is most women don't find out they're pregnant until 12 weeks.
It's already a baby, yeah.
So that's the real problem. And then there's been a big movement now. Us guys have been talking about this on this network for 5 or 6, about 10 years. We've been talking about fathers' rights for a long time. So when you ask somebody, when you ask a woman, if you carry that baby, do you expect me to pay for it? She says yes. I said, well, if you decide to have an abortion, shouldn't I have a say in it then? If I'm going to be responsible for this child, because where's the father's rights? What happens if he wants you to have an abortion and you don't want to, and you want him to pay for it? Well, that's not fair to him. I mean, you can go ahead and abort it anytime you want, but he has no say in it. So that shit doesn't work. You're going to have to bring fathers' rights in it, and more fathers are suing over this.
Especially if the father has the means and wherewithal to raise the child in a stable environment.
Yeah, Kathleen, no, it's different if they're married. It's a whole different thing if you're married. Actually, you're supposed to have the permission of the father if you're married. Yes. Now, not married is a different thing, but any way you look at this, that baby is 50% his. It's his DNA. It's 50, and technically, the child itself is an entity in its own. She goes, well, it's my body, my thing, but that's not your body. The thing inside of you is not your body. It may be inside your body, but that is not your body. That is
an alien.
It is a little alien. That's what they look like.
Yeah.
And
starts off looking like a reptilian. So yeah.
So Elizabeth, I got a question for you. We're going to do this old school. So I can tell by your writing, you're probably in your 40s or 50s, right? Am I right? 50? Okay. You've got kids, sons, 3? Okay. So I got a question for you. Let's say your son meets this woman and he falls madly in love. She gets her pregnant. She wants an abortion. He wants to keep the kid. Whose side are you on? And no, be honest now. Whose side are you going to be on? Are you going to be on that woman's side, or are you going to be on your son's side? Because 90% of the women I asked say they're going to be on their son's side. And so when I did this at a lecture hall. This is how I found out how this came out. So most women will side with their son or grandson. So if you got the mom and the grandmama and there's a baby to be had, they're going to want the baby. Even though the woman wants to have an abortion, the mom and grandma is going to want the baby along with the son. So you have 3 people now are willing to take care of this kid, and you're still going to abort it, right? See, my body shit doesn't work for me. You knew the risk when you started screwing unprotected. And, you're going to murder somebody that somebody will take care of because you don't want to get stretch marks? Is that what this is about? I mean, that's as narcissistic as you can get. So these laws really have to be looked at more carefully. Jay's been probed. The probe got him, man.
They probed him.
Again?
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah, you froze again.
Oh, sorry. Well, what I was saying is, if you go through proper prenatal and postnatal care, those kind of scars can be minimalized.
Well,
and there's also plastic surgery.
We need to start thinking a little bit differently when it comes to abortions. My problem always has been the same thing with abortion. Look, you want to have an abortion and there's something wrong with you, or you're raped, molested, whatever. I have no problem with any of that.
Yep. My
problem comes in when you start having abortions for birth control. Okay, there are better means of birth control than abortions. There's cheaper means of birth control than abortions. I mean, and guys, look, you're just as guilty as this as women. There are all sorts of things guys can do for birth control now. And if you're not in the U.S., there are countries out there that have male pills and these little stakes for birth control. And in those countries, unwanted babies have dropped dramatically because men are much better about taking their birth control than women are for some reason. Don't ask. I don't want to get into that argument. But in these countries where they have it, it's a fact. So in the United States, when men were asked, if you were given a little stick that you could put on your arm that has no side effects, would you take it? Shit. Every man who said yes. Because that gives him the control. Okay, that takes it away from the woman. She can't say, "Oh, you got me pregnant." Oh no, I didn't, baby. I didn't get you pregnant.
Hey, Stoney.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that we're going to have to work at. The argument today is not a good argument for what's going on. So we just need. We can't. What do you mean it's against women? Trump's not trying to keep women from getting health care. What is the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh man.
I mean, really, this has nothing. We're talking about abortion. Trump, and by the way, Trump wasn't even in office when
that's kind of why I started the argument. Is it's that they're using it as a voting platform as a health issue. Is it a health issue?
No, this has nothing to do with health care.
Unless the pregnancy is going to jeopardize your life, I don't think it's a health issue.
No, this isn't about. And let's be honest about this, people. So 28 states in the union. Or 26 states in the union, or I'm sorry, it's 24 states in the union, or blue states. So birth control is wild there. A lot of places, like we just said, 8 months and 6 months and stuff like that's ridiculous. Red states are different. Some of these states have very strict laws now, where it can only be if the baby's in jeopardy, or if the mom's in jeopardy, or if it's molestation or rape, and that's the only way you can get an abortion. In about 7 of the 28 states, but the rest of them will allow like 1 or 2. And after that, they're like, no, shame on you first time, shame on me second time, oh, you third time. So what happens is, and I know women have done this. I know personal women myself who have had 3 abortions in Louisiana and flew out to California and had 3 more. So this is 6 times. This is 6 babies, 1 woman aborted. And this is actually quite common in the United States. So I know personally from some other women I deal with that this does ungodly harm to a woman.
That's almost as like getting like your teeth cleaned every 6 months.
Yeah, because that's how some people get about it. They're like, well, what's the big deal? It's just another one. You killed 1, you might as well kill 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this is the other problem. So Carolyn, if let's say you're 4 months, okay, you don't want to have an abortion, and your boyfriend punches you in the stomach and you miscarriage, so he can go to jail for murder. Well, wait, how can you go for the jail for murder if you can have an abortion at 4 months? So if you kill a baby through abortion, it's not murder. But if somebody punches you in the stomach, it's murder. No, you can't do that. You can't have 2 different standards for murder. That is fucking bullshit. I mean, that I look, the law is bullshit. You can't go around saying, look, oh, it's murder if you at 4 months, because it's still the same thing. It's 4 months. The baby died at 4 months. So you wouldn't have an abortion. Oh, it's okay. It's not murder. It's just whatever. Some guy hit you in the stomach. He could even say it was an accident, but then it's murder or negligent homicide. That's fucking bullshit. You can't have it both ways. And I'm telling you, men are getting tired of this bullshit. And the real problem today is more men want their fucking kids is what the problem is.
And how many countries in Europe is it legal to have an abortion?
Oh, I'd have to look and see. It's in the liberal countries. It's
because they do have the morning after pill. We have that here too, which is like I think it's $50 over the counter. You have to actually physically go to the pharmacist and go, "Hey, can I get one of those?" And it's like $50.
They can get free for family planning.
Does that pill actually work?
Yeah, it works.
But you have to take it within 72 hours of your last sexual encounter.
So it does work. I mean, it's one of those things.
If you take it in that 3-day period, yes.
And seeing that, I can go with that because that's just basically using birth control. But once the baby's heart starts beating and he starts moving around or she starts moving around, I have a fundamental problem with that. No, I have kids, and I lay there and listen to my kid's heartbeat in the stomach. Again, little shit used to like to kick me in the ribs and kick me in the head. I mean, he was a big baby. And
when I met my dad for the first time, I peed right in his face.
I did that.
I peed right on my dad the first time I met him.
But I'm talking about when he was still in her stomach. I mean, and you could see this when we would get up close to each other, he would flip over and push himself. Her stomach would go way out like this because he would push himself so he could get closer to me because I was so warm. And and even when he was a baby, he would do that. He would come up. He wanted to snuggle with dad because dad's like a heater. And all the kids were like, all my grandkids are funny because they come get my lap. Somebody will come up, oh, my kid. 5 minutes later, sucker's out. I mean, he's out. My dogs are the same way. They're out. I'm just really warm and snuggly. So it puts them right the hell out. And but my thing is if somebody wants the baby, somebody who can take care of the baby and is going to love the baby, then I have an issue about killing it. I mean, yeah, you're gonna go through 8 months of pregnancy, and you may get a couple of stretch marks, but that baby's gonna be born, and you don't have to ever see it again. You don't even have to pay
Some women
child
are lucky
support,
enough
and
to
I
they
even
don't
agree
ever
with this.
get the stretch marks.
And I even agree with this. If you want to have a birth control, I mean, if you want to have an abortion, and you decide to let the person who's asking to have it take it, then I think they should pay for everything, and you should go back to work. And you should never have to pay child support unless you want to be part of the child's life. But just remember this: somewhere along the line, somebody's going to tell that kid that its mother wanted to abort it. And how do you think that kid's going to be if he ever gets to see you, or if she ever gets to see you? Because daughters are way harder on moms than sons are. I don't make the rules. So we just need better laws. We need laws that are good for the baby, good for the dad, good for the mom. What do you mean, Denise?
Well, no, definitely within the laws between both red and blue states, there's a good compromise that will make everybody happy.
Well, Denise, if the father don't want the baby and she's going to have an abortion, that's just what it's going to be. But today, you'd be surprised how many dads take their kids when there's a divorce. It's almost half or more now. And dads want to raise their children. So it's a different world. It wasn't the world that we all grew up in 30 years ago. This is a world where parents, they want their kids. They want to see their kids. They want to raise their kids. They want to be part of their kids' lives. Dads are just different now. It's like when I was a kid, guys weren't allowed to cry. Hey, Michelle, what do you mean?
Michelle.
What do you mean? No. When I was growing up, if you were a guy and you cried, you was a big sissy. I can't even use the words they use.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Today, if you cry, you're a manly man. What do you mean? I never said I've never cried. Who said that? Yeah, there's been one or two times I might have had a tear drop or something, but I'm not a big crier, and I deal with my emotions in a different ways. I've had a lot of people die in my life. That's why it's a little different for me. Average person may experience 2 or 3 deaths in their entire lifetime. By the time I was 17, I'd already experienced 7. At this age, it's well into the 30s now. I just lost a good friend, two good friends actually, 146, 148 just recently. So I've learned over the years how to cope with this kind of stuff. It's different from you. You ask Michelle, our station manager, she lost her mom, and the next morning she was here producing shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe just said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you mean, Denise? If guys want to cry, they can cry. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's, that's what you want. That's what you need. I mean, if it's going to give you emotional stability you need, then you need to go ahead and do it. No. Mike's scratching something.
Well, the dog or the king. He's trying to call Sonny.
What's that? Anyway,
he's trying to call Sonny his orange kitty cat.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, sometimes
he's walking around howling and making me nuts. That's what he's doing.
Well, no. Sometimes you don't have a choice. I went to go see my mom when she had stage 4 cancer. She had 2 months to live. And while I was there, Linda broke her hip. So I had my wife in the hospital getting hip surgery, and my mom passing away. So I'd go see Linda in the daytime, and I'd go spend in the evenings with my mom. And that was my life. And if I wouldn't own my own business, I would have never been able to do that. And even at that, I still had to come home a month later to take care of business and to make money. I didn't have a choice. Even though I had both my mom and my wife up there dying, and one dying, one getting better. And I still didn't have a choice. I still had to deal with it. And I still had to come down here and deal with all my customers and all my family and everybody else. Sometimes life doesn't give you the choice. Sometimes it doesn't. It just doesn't. And if you're emotionally unstable, then you may lose everything. When I was young, I used to get in all kind of shit. Well, my dad died when I was 16. I was an asshole for 20 years. Oh, yes. I'm not, and I still ain't apologized for it. Still haven't. I was mean to everybody, man. You name it, I was mean to their asses.
Not you, Joe. Not you.
Oh,
Not
I was
you.
mean. Trust me. Ryan, Joe's a dick. I can't be when I want to be. And when I really want to be, I can be. No, I'm older now. I'm more mature. I understand life better, and I see things differently. But still, people piss me off. I can be, you know what? Yes, I can be. It's like that guy told me he's going to step on my neck and kill me one night on air. I said, well, here's my address. Let's
come on down.
He just left. And then that one guy was telling me something, and Jason, poor rest in peace, Jason, gets online. He goes, you know, Joe has alligators in his backyard. You know that, right? He said, he'll just chop you up and feed you to gators. You'll be gator poop. Nobody will ever find anything left of you. No hair, no bones,
Gator
no nothing.
poop. That's fun. Gator poop.
So he's like, I just leave him alone if y'all know his shots. He said, them coon asses are crazy, man. Oh, man. But anyway, we get back to what we really were talking about. So I just pulled up the link. What did I do with it? We got the sidetrack. Well, we only talked about abortion because it's a big deal for Kamala Harris.
It's a big issue with both of them.
Well, I don't think it's a big issue for the Republicans. I don't think they give a shit.
It's like I don't know if it's the core of her campaign or not. But
It
she opens up.
It is. It's the core of her campaign.
It is her core.
And
she don't talk about anything else.
And I'd like to bring up one other point. Her key, or their whole key phrase the last few weeks has been, "We're not going back." So they've already seceded the election. They know they're not going back to the White House. So, you know, at least they're in good spirits.
Well, what's funny about that is Nancy Pelosi got out there and say, well, the results are already known, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just got to get the House and the Senate. So Nancy pretty much said, hey, guys.
To the point that they just got to get two more sides of the government together.
Yeah, so Nancy's pretty much already said, guess what? We're not going to win this election.
They nominated her without a vote. You know, Biden is still president. He didn't step down. She didn't become president, so she doesn't get it by default. There's way better choices than her. You know, so it was just kind of I don't know, whatever it is. I think they want to lose, the Democrats. I think they're happy to lose.
Well,
because when Trump is in there, they raised
the Senate declared war tomorrow, wouldn't Biden remain president until the war was declared over?
Nope. Don't work like that no more.
No,
no, it hasn't worked like that in a long time. So the only way that a president may be able to keep power is if we were in a major nuclear war. But the kind of shit, if we just got into it like Afghanistan, no, we switched presidents in both those wars. I mean, Afghanistan, I think we saw 4 different presidents. Iraq. I'm sorry. I think we saw 4 different presidents in Iraq. Both Bushes we seen, Clinton we seen. It was both Bushes and Obama we seen, and 3 presidents or so. So you can switch presidents in a war. It's only that only came down for like World War II or World War III, something like that. They don't want to switch, but in Biden's case, they would still do it anyway.
Tomorrow, he would be president for a while.
Yeah, it's in Biden. They wouldn't keep him anyway because he's not going to be able to make decisions.
Yeah,
and I mean his generals all wear skirts and high heels and shit. So
Trump got it. Hillary's deplorable. Biden's garbage. You know what I mean? Like that just triggers people like you wouldn't believe. And it motivates them to go out and vote. You know, you call someone garbage. You know, I mean, doesn't matter who they are. He's the president. You know, and like they're Americans. You know, so I don't know. Whatever, man. That's just the disrespect that comes from politicians mainly. They don't respect where the money comes from that they waste, which is our money. You know, they don't respect us. They don't want to represent us. So that's like the biggest problem in this whole process is lack of respect. You know?
So this is whatever this name of this poll is.
I mean, it's an exact mirror. The blue and the red are exact mirrors. If you
arrowhead
lines, they're the exact lines.
So if you look at this poll, Trump is easily 55. Harris is 45. I mean, that's.
Yeah. Do you guys take polls? I don't do polls. You do when they call you, I'm like, leave me alone.
No, I don't do them because I own the American polling company, so we do our own polls. But it's just easy. I mean, Trump pretty much. What do you got right here? Yes, this is Trump. This is Trump. What do we got here?
Trump in the garbage truck was classic, man.
I know
yes, it was.
That was just too cool for school.
So what we got here? So we got Trump. Oh, we got Kamala taking Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Let's see. They're not even talking about that. They ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about that. Popular vote. They think Kamala's winning. I'm not sure she's going to win the popular vote. Electoral college. They got it going to Trump. So it just depends.
CNN has turned on her, like
yeah,
but they kind of started from the get go. I got to give CNN credit for this. They came out kind of hard. So I can't remember the guy's name. He's a black guy. He's a really good host. He came out from the get. No. He's something. She's a young guy. He hosts with.
I heard him the other day.
Yeah, he's really good, and he is definitely pro-Trump and anti-Harris. He tears her ass up all the time. But Jake Tapper last night was tearing him up. I mean, come on, he used to hate Trump, and all of a sudden he's like all pro-Trump. I mean,
I think they still do. I think that they hate her too, though. Yeah, a lot of Democrats. That's why they're burning their own ballot boxes, because they there's no leadership. And then everything that they thought that they were defending is all a lie, and people are starting to see the big lie out there, that in the real world, their little fantasy world doesn't mesh. In the real world, we need to work and support ourselves and, do our thing. And,
we do.
And you know what? It's about the strength of the community. It really comes down to that. Your strong community, you can survive anything. When it comes to the actual world, you need strong leadership. We haven't had it since Trump.
No, not in a while. So here's this ABC affiliate got their asses in trouble again because they put out that Kamala won.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. That was during a NASCAR race.
Yep, there it is right there. Harris 52, Trump 47, and you just. You see, I don't understand why people why they don't get in deep shit for stuff like that, because that's election tampering. Any way you look at that, that's ABC says, it was just a test. Bullshit. You're trying to get people not to go out and vote. I mean, sometimes shit needs to be taken out. And I'm telling you, everybody is watching this election. Everybody.
Yeah, and every dirty trick. This election is going to represent all of it, man. That's why it's so interesting. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. Every end of it, Trump getting shot in the head and all that. I mean, it's been a wild ride so far.
Well, up in Bucks County, some lady wanted to go vote, and the sheriff up there turned her away because they closed the polls at 11:30 a.m.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell is that about?
They just closed the polls, but Laura Trump came in, or whoever's in charge of that, and the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania overturned that, and it was terrible. That. Yeah.
Well, because that's their way of saying screw you. They're trying to cheat because there's too many people in Pennsylvania right now saying Trump's got a bigger lead than what the polls are saying. Even though some of the polls I seen yesterday had Trump up 4 or 5 points in Pennsylvania still. And it's what's better than that, though. We talk about the polls all the time, but screw the polls for a minute. The internal polling for her PAC is saying she's losing, and saying she's losing pretty good. So they came out a couple of weeks ago. Her PAC, it's the ones that take money for them. What do you call the PACs? There's a name for them, but it's the people that the super PAC. So actually 2 super PACs came out and said this. The big one came out and said that this was 4 or 5 weeks ago, that the internal numbers are not matching the external numbers that we're seeing. They're saying it's much lower than that. So just the other day, like 3 days ago, they came out again and said, as far as they can tell, she ain't winning anywhere. I mean, now New Hampshire came into play. New Mexico's coming into play. New York's coming into play. How in the fuck can she even be close to winning this? So I tell everybody, pay attention, watch what's going on, report everything you see. We're gonna talk about you're talking about that 98,000 votes in Arizona. We're gonna talk about that in a little while too. This fuck face here. Let me put him up there. I get to curse on this show. I know, Denise, you'll never hear me curse, but I do curse on that. Come on, I was a sailor. What do you expect? Not only that, as a sailor that grew up in New Orleans, man. I mean, come on, give me a break here. No, really. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just, when anyway, don't worry about it.
It's a second language, Denise.
When you're in the Navy, you either curse or you get picked on, man. You walk around like you got a stick in your ass. They're gonna mess with you.
Why you put him?
So this is Sean's boyfriend. I don't know why Sean likes this guy so much, but he's got the hots for this guy. But anyway, let's talk about the
I'm going to have nightmares tonight, Joe.
So we got his face that way you can't see it anymore. So this guy was dating this woman we're going to talk about here in a minute. Her dad was a big member in the Communist Party. He was dating her. Oh, yes. And she thought they were going to get married. She gave him his passport and everything, and she'd quit her job and all because she thought she was going to the United States and get married to this bastard. So then we come to find out he has been to China 30 times. 30 times. And that trip where he took the kids, China paid for it. And from what we understand, China's giving him other gifts and other paid trips. This fucker is bought and paid for. I don't know how the FBI and CIA and NSA ain't all over his ass. I mean, he's basically a Chinese spy is what this guy is. And we're going to let him in the White House? I mean, what crack are y'all out there smoking? No, it's serious. His girlfriend, the daughter of the communist lady, came out and told everybody about this. Oh, well, no media has asked him about it. They're scared to ask him because it's going to open up a can of worms. Oh, yeah, he hasn't said anything about it, and nobody's asked him about it. And you know what? Fox has become a bunch of, I was going to say the P word, but a bunch of wussies. And I have seen Kamala on Fox more times than I've seen Trump. And not always in bad light either. I'm kind of confused about Fox these days. Thanks for One American News and Newsmax and a few of the other ones out there that are pro
Sky Australia.
Yeah. Oh, I like Sky News. That one black-headed chick, she is something else, man. That girl's man, she is a fiery little thing. Well, there's a lot of good news out there. Fox, I don't know. Fox is trying to be fair and balanced is what their name is. So they're trying. But really and truly, really Fox, Harris, and there are a couple of people over there that don't like Trump. He's made a few enemies over the years, but for a while Fox had Trump losing. Fox polls had Trump losing. Really? How could he be losing on a Fox poll? I mean, sometimes you just got to take some of this into consideration and go, what's going on? But anyway, I just want to pull this up, people. Y'all can go ahead and read through it. I'm going to scroll it real slow so y'all have it up there. But there's a lot of information here. And you can see Wang asserted that Waltz had made her feel cheap and common. That's why she dumped him. But she really thought she was coming to live in the United States, that this was going to be her life, and it was going to be with Tim Waltz. So all I can say is I hope Tim was cuter back then, because he is sure an ugly bastard today. I mean,
he's an angry bastard.
He's one of the ones you'd have to shave his ass and put some hair around it and make him walk backwards, and maybe he might look a little bit like a woman. Well, I thought he was gay. I still
weren't there some allegations of inappropriate behavior between him and some young boys?
Yeah,
maybe so. Well, the reason he probably hooked up with this woman because she had power over there, and I imagine when her dad found that he wasn't happy to him. Big communist leaders, dad's bumping some loser high school coach guy. He wasn't nobody at the time, wasn't even governor or nothing. So I don't know what to say about him. He should be Loser Tim. Really, it should be his first name should be Loser, then Tim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I still can't figure out with all the background issues this guy's got, why they picked him. I don't get it.
I keep saying, Joe, if she would have picked Josh Shapiro, they would have won Pennsylvania, guaranteed.
They probably would have won Pennsylvania, yeah.
Yes, hands down.
Well, I would agree with you, except for the shot. Once Trump got shot in Pennsylvania, it kind of changed things.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. He might have been closer in Pennsylvania, but that shot for some reason that shot, and then him getting up there and doing that turned a lot of people.
Selecting the state's governor for the vice president might have swung that the other direction.
Maybe.
There might not have been a shot, Joe.
What was it, Boo?
There might have not have been somebody.
And there might not have been a shot had he already been chosen. Yeah.
It's and he might not have been, but pretty much, you know, Fetterman pretty much just says he didn't think it would matter who was running against Trump up there right now. He said he's just he's just really well liked.
Real quick, I saw a picture of Walz and Fetterman, and Walz was doing an interview or something. And Fetterman, you could just look at the disgust on his face, just watching Walz talk. Man, it was terrible. It was funnier than hell.
Yeah, because he knows the guy is a pig. I'm talking about Tim Walz, the governor of Michigan or Minnesota, wherever the hell he's governor of, or used to be governor of. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, and he's just not one of the ones that we want to see do anything. Well, you see, no, it clearly says, so the DOD is looking into this. And the reason we found out about it is because the Speaker of the House released some information about Tim's connections to China. Because there's an ongoing investigation to him, and Homeland Security don't want to give up the information. That's why he released some of the whistleblowers' information, because he wants to put the heat on DHS. Because let's say she wins and we find that this guy's a spy. Things are going to change really quickly. Well, Michael, see, this is the real problem. I don't know if she can actually, even if she wins, I don't know if she can actually win, because one, they're going to challenge her on two different things. They're going to challenge her on that Trump didn't have a full year to take her on like he did with Biden. So that's a pretty good excuse in itself. And then she was not an elected candidate. It was a coup.
No primary.
So the Supreme Court's already said if it gets to them, they would overturn it. So this is a waste of time for the Democrats, is what this is. Both courts have said this. This is a waste of time for the Democrats. And even Nancy Pelosi said she thought there was going to be a mini primary. She just said Kamala was smart and quick.
They're party rules, isn't it? I mean, they're supposed to do that to get the person they want to back.
Well, Jimmy, there are no federal rules about this. That's what the problem is.
It's the Democratic Party's rule.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. It is Democratic Party's rule, but it'll be challenged. But I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it. I don't think it's going there this time. I think Trump's going to get a second term.
She's going to win to the point that she has to take it to the Supreme Court.
I definitely think Trump will probably win this time. And then I didn't really think last time he was going to win. We talked about this on air. But he's, again, all I can tell everybody is watch what's going on at your polling stations. Pay attention to boxes coming in, things coming in. Make sure there's an independent, a Republican, and a Democrat at every polling site. Make sure nobody gets to stay and count if everybody else is left. Make sure everybody's names are validated on every count. We already see out in, where was it? Was it one of the states? They've already caught people cheating because of their signatures. Yeah, there's one person picked up like 25 of them, and they caught him because he signed different names, but it was still pretty much the same signature. And so they caught him. But they know this is going on. And then, where was it, Arizona or somewhere, the judge ordered them to release 25,000 immigrants into the population and told them they should be allowed to vote. Well, the governor was like, fuck you. We'll release them, but they ain't getting to vote. And it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be allowed to vote. They're not citizens. It clearly says only a citizen gets to vote. So you can always change an immigrant. And it's an illegal immigrant, or they wouldn't even be in freaking jail. Yeah, I know the Democrats always want to tell you, well, they're just migrants. Bullshit. They're illegal aliens. Until they become a citizen, they're an illegal alien unless they're a legal migrant who came here with the paperwork. Do you know how hard it is to become a citizen in the United States? It takes 7 years to be a citizen in the United States. Yeah. And a lot of work. And we're just and that's another thing. When we make people come in the right way, we get much better people, higher caliber people. When we just let these losers come in from all over the place, we get terrorists, we get thieves, we get criminals, we get murderers. We get sex offenders. Oh, we get regular people, but even those regular people are low on the list. They don't have a lot of skills. They can pick things, do stuff like that, but they're not uplifting our country. And that's what we want. We want people coming in that's going to uplift our country, not people that are going to drag us down in the fucking gutter. And for some reason, liberals have forgot that, I guess. You know what? And liberals have kind of turned on science, which is really weird. I don't know. It's really weird. What's this one? 200 plus farmers, Homeland Security officials endorsed Trump news. Oh, yeah. So 200 plus former Homeland Security officials endorsed Trump today. They came out and said, screw you, our motor. What's his name? The Spanish guy that runs the Homeland Security. I always forget his name.
Oh, I have no idea.
Now, I can't read this whole thing because I can't use the N word. It says, Alabama church calls blacks who vote for Trump ignorant, stupid ends who will bring back slavery. We all know what the end means, people. Come on. No, I'm a white guy. I'm not using the word. Screw you. If I was a brother, I'd use the word, but I ain't going to use the word. You know,
yeah, they're alive. We're not.
That's right. Well, they're trying to get rid of the word. Blacks want to get rid of the word. They say
really?
any black they say any black that uses this word is that you know what, and
greater.
So they think the word should be going away. Alabama church calls blacks who vote for Trump ignorant, stupid in who will bring back slavery. Marco, if you don't know what the N means, I don't know. Go club yourself or something. No, really. You should know what that means. No, that way, the way you just said it, that's not the offensive one. That's like the one they use for raps and shit. But they want it gone. There was a big argument because there was a thing where some people were trying to remove the word, and then a bunch of brothers got together trying to sue and keep it. And then a lot more brothers got together and said, no, what are you doing? This is an ignorant word. We don't need this word. This is a slavery word. This word needs to be gone. So what is this one? Biden-Harris pushes more than 500 DEI actions across government reports, find and news breaks. So y'all know what DEI is, right? DEI is when we're being politically correct. Yeah, like
affirmative action.
Gay people, transvestites, people of different colors, not people who deserve the job. See, this is always a problem. This is one of the problems that we always have with affirmative action. You can't give someone a job or put them in school when, frankly, they haven't deserved it.
Or they don't have the aptitude for said subject.
So now the courts took away affirmative action from colleges. They said no more of it. It's discrimination against everybody when you do it like that. And the reason why is this girl in Austin who had a 4.0 GPA was told she couldn't go to college because they had to let this black guy in who had a 2.6 GPA. Even the guy said she should have been allowed to go to college because he offered to step down and come back next year, and they said no. They would just give it to another black person. So that's discrimination anyway you went. Well, she tried suing, but the court said you can't sue because we have affirmative action, which allows them to do that. So you couldn't sue. So the Supreme Court said that's got to go, and now you can sue. Well, no, now they don't do it. And everybody's scared that the diversity is going to change, but it's not. You just got to study to get into these schools. And Austin's not like a big, huge Ivy League college or anything. It's just an everyday school. Yeah. No, you mean like LSU. No, it's not like LSU. LSU's a whole different kind of school. LSU's a school.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU's got a good curriculum.
That was a football team.
Yeah, right now it does. I mean, how many state champions? I think they got 6 national champions. And not as many as Alabama does, I can tell you that. And that was our old coach. Now, the last time they won the national champion was 3 years ago. And it's either 3 or 4 years ago. This year, they could have been first in the SEC, but they lost to Arkansas the other night. So they're 6-2. Oh, they'll get in the playoffs, but their team's not that good this year. The new coach is just
he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
I'm watching for 2. They'll probably they gave him like a 10-year thing, but I think they're going to fire him anyway. He's just together.
He left Notre Dame to go to LSU.
Yeah, Notre Dame just sucked. No, they were going after 2 big schools, but for some reason they changed their mind at the end. That's the dean. The people have no say so on what goes on with that kind of stuff. No, they don't. No, they don't. Let's see. Is there audio clip here? Yeah, we got a little audio clip here. Let's pick this up right quick. What is that, Carly?
Better not be my boyfriend.
I think no, I don't think it is. I think it's somebody else. But hey, Mark, how you doing, man?
Hey, Mark Eddie, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Mark.
What do you mean naked women? There's no naked women on this show, and if there is, you better tell me about it.
Yeah, if there is, I missed something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm missing out, man. You better tell me about it.
Oh, come on. Once you've seen one naked lady, you've seen them all.
I beg to differ.
I have to agree with Jay on this, man. I have to agree with Jay on this. Man. What's that, Marcus? No, dude. That's a whole different show. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's pull this up right quick, and y'all can take a look at this. Y'all can send us links, guys. We don't mind. And it's what is this anyway? So why is it not? Sometimes you got to wonder about some of these things, how they work, why they don't work correctly. All right, hopefully. Well, I was going to click it, and then it disappeared again. Well, I'm kind of thinking the internet don't always like us pick on Kamala. Let's see what she's got to say. She looks like she's. Oh, I ain't going to say that. I'll be polite, but she looked like she was. She looks like she was.
No comment.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm not going to say that.
What is it? Hey, Joe, what's the theory Mark Eddie's talking about?
What's he talking about? I didn't see it.
The theory that there are naked dancing girls on the show.
Well, this thing's just going to error. Sometimes I wonder about some of these links. So this has already probably been pulled, whatever this is.
Yeah, because she probably sounds like she's lit and just got off of Air Force 3.5 or whatever it is.
Well, look there, it's Joe Biden, yeah, Joe Biden, yeah.
Why am I holding that old part's hand?
It's I want to see him put his Trump hat back on. He was wearing it yesterday.
Did you see he was nibbling on little babies?
Oh
he's
man, we're not even gonna go there.
But he's got a damaged ego right now, Biden.
He's pissed.
You can hear it, see it, and smell it every time he's out there.
Oh yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. Wait, what's this? Somebody just sent me. Donald Trump could break. Go back, you stupid link. Donald Trump could break records in 6 states, polls show. Holy crap, really?
Wow.
And what 6 states are these? Hopefully it's states he needs.
Well, I'll bet you a couple of them are swingers.
It's, I wonder if Donald and Melania are swingers.
I got my pineapple shirt on, so there you go.
Oh.
I do kind of wonder if, oh, now y'all heard, I got to find that. I got it somewhere. I got to find it. So this little black girl in Georgia the other day, she's really good. I mean, she's really good. So Trump says, I might just stay with her, and Melania's on her own. I was like, whoa, Trump, calm down here now. I said, you better calm down.
Candace Owens?
No, it wasn't Candace. Just some cute little girl. So they stopped at some restaurant somewhere in Georgia. And this little girl was asking him all kind of questions, knew all kind of stuff about him, knew all kind of stuff. So he talked to her for a while and invited her to the rally. She was, she was something. I know I got it somewhere because I saved it when I seen it, but I don't know. It didn't say which 6 states. I'll click it again, but it didn't say. I'm gonna go back and look real quick because I don't want to waste a lot of time on it. But Donald Trump, Kamala Harris appears closer than ever. What is this? It might be a click and bait kind of thing going on here.
Yeah, clickbait.
No, that's not what it's saying. 7 king states that could ultimately decide the thing. Blah 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 blah.
7 states, I think, already.
Looks like I think it's 4 of the swing states. He said he might break records in. Now he breaks a record and still loses the state. I'm gonna have some issues. I'm just being honest about it. I'm just gonna be honest about it. So what we got here? Putin will stop the war. Now Putin said this the other day. They asked him about Kamala Harris, and he was giving them all kind of shit about it. Oh, her giggle is so infectious. I was like, Putin, you asshole. That's what he said. That's what he said. And he also said he endorsed her. He said, but if Trump wins, there will be an end to the war.
Of course.
Well, you can't really blame him because, I mean, if right now it's already looking like, so Hungary said they're going to go help Putin. We already know North Korea's over there helping Putin. So if that's the way it's going to go, the EU and NATO is going to send troops. And then there we go. We're in a war. Now, America's not in a war because Trump's talking about taking us out of NATO. But there'll be a war going on over there. And then I guess we'll just have everybody mass producing weapons over here. So the country can get rich again. And hopefully we don't get into the war. But Trump's already said any use of a nuclear weapon would be responded against immediately and swiftly. So I don't know what he means by that or how he's going to do it, but he was serious about it. I watched his face. He was serious, and he's not going to put up with it. So Israel, I mean, Israel dropped all those bombs on Iran the other day. The Ayatollah come up today. I'm going to call you fucking assholes. You're going to die. I hate you fucking Jews. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you dead. I'm going to crush your babies. Of course, Netanyahu said, you better shut the fuck up before you don't have a country left. That ain't playing, man. And now Trump said, look, why don't we have our hostages back? What the fuck is going on? So he basically said, if our hostages aren't back by the time I take the country, which would be January 21st, he's going to get his hostages. He's going to pull a Ronald Reagan and say, you either give them back or we're coming to get them. And we're not like Israel. When we come, we're just going to mow your ass
Everybody
over.
dies.
In Iraq, we're just going to mow everybody over. We're not going to play with this. And Syria already said they don't want U.S. troops on their soil. So they're already freaking out about it. And Libya is doing the same thing. Iran's like the guy. So one of his generals defected the other day and said that Iran is ripe for a takeover to get rid of the Ayatollah and the president and convert it into democracy. So we'll see how that works out. Because if we go over there and start bombing the living shit out of
a nuclear device from Iraq into Iraqi territory.
Well, Iran's not going to blow up Iraq. They're allies right now.
Iran was actually threatening that they were going to launch attacks from Iraqi territory. And I'm like,
from Iraqi territory, yeah.
Behind that? Are they that stupid that they think Israel would shoot something back at Iraq first?
Should have never gotten rid of Saddam. You know what I mean?
That's right. There wouldn't be no more Iran
left. Baghdad Bob.
Remember
that dude?
Yeah, he would have nerve gassed him out. He used mustard gas on him or something?
He used mustard gas. He used all kinds of nasty chemicals on his own.
Yeah, kept Iran busy, that's for sure.
Well, Iran, I mean, come on. They don't even have no up-to-date fighter jets. I mean, what are you going to do? So we could send 2 F-22s over there and pretty much wipe out their entire Air Force. We don't even have to send anything major. Just send them over there and say, well, and bring a couple of British or a couple of them swab jets from the Scandinavian countries and bring them.
Two Apache helicopters could waste.
Oh, speaking of that, I got the article somewhere. They got a new helicopter out, does 265 miles an hour, fastest helicopter ever built. And I was like, damn, I just think can maneuver and stuff. I mean, what kind of helicopter is this? Oh, and DARPA.
We do a loop-de-loop then.
You see DARPA's new fighter, that drone fighter that came out, huh? It is a beastified looking thing.
I think you showed it once before, but
we played it. I don't have it with us tonight, but we played it last week. It was so DARPA's now got a jet. Whatever I don't even know if you want to call it a jet. It's they now have this craft that can carry missiles. That's a drone that can do all kind of things that a regular fighter can't do because there's no pilot in it. Remember, our planes are limited because of G-force.
Like Mach 7, right? Does nothing go like Mach 7 or something?
Yeah, well, if it's the same version of the one we sent in space, it can do Mach 12, but I don't know. They didn't say. And they never listed any official speed. Now, Lockheed's coming out with a new 6th generation Mach 6 fighter jet that can go into space and come down. So I don't know what the hell China and Russia is going to do with this thing.
Why don't they build parks instead? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of think that All this mock stuff is great. It doesn't help me personally in my personal thinking life, in this personal thinking world. I want cheaper baloney, not Mach 7. You know what I mean? You're going to spend billions of dollars on something that we really don't need. Because if we learned anything from these wars, we've learned that you can launch missiles at people and kill nobody, or when you hear 2 people got killed, but here's this $5 billion missile you just dropped on them. I don't know, man. But look at Israel. Look at Israel. Look at them going after Hezbollah in Lebanon. It's just leveling buildings.
Clearly, they went after. They got. I mean, they've destroyed
the whole chain of command.
15 top level dudes and.
Yeah, but why don't they do it? Why play the game? Why do the cat and mouse with Iran? Right. Just level them. Wherever that Khomeini is, shoot a missile at him, man. The palace, blow up the palace. Just blow it up and be done with it. Let the people have their damn country.
He sits down and stops making noise.
Do it and then ask for forgiveness later on. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
So, we just talked about Harris and him putting out the DEI people. Now, Harris is slammed for hiring advisors would have dark ties to, like the people who give money to defund the cops and things like that.
Talk to Bud Light about DEI, man. Talk to this world's turning. The common sense is taking over. People, because your individual has common sense. Your individual saying, this is crazy. I don't like this. I don't like what's going on, and then people are in danger in a lot of places, man, because you let in people that you don't know. They're undocumented. You don't know who they are. They're committing crimes. They're raping children. I read every day. These illegal aliens are raping children. Why did they let them in? Without any kind of control, without any kind of thought. Just release them in the community. Here they are. Do what you want to do to our citizens, man. That's a huge problem right there. And you know what? The poor people now in this country have been marginalized even more because they're losing benefits. They're losing their rights basically because those funds are being funneled into these other sources now. It's unsustainable. We all said that a long time ago when this whole open border thing happened. It's unsustainable. And here we are.
You're funny, buddy. Not you, Mark. Mark Eddy. I'm not Sean's DEI hire.
Wait, we got to talk about this for a second. This is nothing to do with politics. Earth receives a laser communication sent from nearly 500 million kilometers away. Okay, first off, 500 million kilometers is what? 250,000 miles? That ain't shit. That's the moon. Yeah, that's the moon. So I hate when they do shit like this because they post an article like this that they're trying to make you think this came from deep space. Now, look, if there's something on the moon, I'm all for finding out what the hell's on the moon.
Well, it probably turns out it's probably one of the Chinese or Indian devices left to send a signal back to Earth via laser or something.
I'm sorry. I gotta throw this one. Maybe it's coming from the USS Enterprise.
Hey, you never know. Uncle Enterprise may be running around out there, man. You gotta watch them. But this probably is some kind of device they're talking about that's going to send.
I love you guys.
Send information back to us. Now, my boyfriend Elon, him and him, I got to have a little talk with his evil self. But he is a troublemaking son of a bitch, is what he is. Oh, I love Elon to death, but he is a troublemaking son of a bitch.
He's already in trouble.
He doesn't care. That's like when he bought X with Twitter, and everybody said, "Oh, you're gonna do this. You're gonna lose all this money." He's like, "It's my money." He said, and that's like when he tells people, we don't care if you don't want to advertise with us. Go advertise with somebody else. He said, we're the biggest social media out there. You don't want to advertise with us? It gives him a bird thing. He don't fucking care. And he don't have to. And they're saying he's going to be the first trillionaire. And he wants to retire on Mars. That's where he wants to go. I figure he's going to keep making trouble until he has to leave and go to Mars.
Yeah, he might.
I'm out of here, buddy.
Permanently. What kind of trouble is he starting, Joe?
He's in it already. He's got a lottery for $1 million, and I forget what exactly how it is, but it's something to do with voting. But he's got a lawsuit going on against him for that. He's also
well, they tried to say it was for voting, but
$47 if they vote for Trump.
There was some other stuff going on, but he's not going to get in any trouble for that. And if Trump wins, he's definitely not going to get in any trouble.
Yeah,
for
well,
that,
even if he gets in trouble and Trump wins, he'll be pardoned almost immediately.
But the thing of it is NASA's already said, don't fuck with Elon. Without Elon, there is no United States program.
There's no more space program.
He said, you want to stay ahead of China and Russia and everybody else, you keep Elon around. You don't mess with him. And he does get some leeway for it because he does have really high security clearance. And now he does get in trouble because he has talked to Xi Jinping and he has talked to Putin, which you got to be careful when you reach a certain clearance when you talk. They're not actually enemies, but they're not friends either. And you're supposed to report that kind of stuff to the, which I forgot, I think it's Homeland. You're supposed to let them know that you had these communications. But I don't think he holds dual citizenship. So they're going to have a lot harder time with him. He's not just an American, he's an African American. And he holds an African, he's an African citizen, and he holds an African passport. He's also an American citizen. So as an African citizen, he can pretty much do what the hell he wants. So America is in a precarious situation with Elon. And yes, Christopher, he is the richest African American in the world. I know people get mad when I say it, but it is true. He is African, he's American, and he's the richest man in the world. He's the richest African American in the world. Because not all African Americans are black. You said that. That's not true, though. Not all African Americans are black. Some of them are white.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you act like we make the rules. We don't make the rules. We just have to deal with the rules. Some of them are fun. Some of them are stupid. No, his mom was tearing somebody up the other day because somebody said, Mark Cuban came out and said that any women that vote for Trump are stupid.
Yeah, or, well,
I mean, he said a little more than that.
Yeah, he said about how Trump is afraid of the strong woman. You know, he can't take.
Do they not know who he's married to? Have they not met this bitch?
Yeah.
Excuse me a lot. I mean, I don't want to call you a bitch, but she does not look like some wimpy little girl.
Have you seen the shoes? Have you seen the really, really, really sharp, pointy, high heel shoes she wears? I would never want to get her angry. She could put one of those right through your eyeball.
She just doesn't seem like the scary kind of.
But look also the women, Kellyanne Conway. Come on, she's strong. She works with Trump. How could he freaking say that?
Kellyanne is weird though. So Kellyanne was all up his ass for 2 terms. Then she turned on him, and then she kind of snuck back. I don't know. Now her husband or ex-husband, whatever he is, he's a complete and utter dick. I tore him up on a I don't know. He was on he was on NPR, and I called in, and he's now doing his shit, and I reamed him so bad. I said, I'm a nobody, and I just put you in your place not once but like 6 times. I said you should go home and stick your head in the toilet and let your kids flush it a couple of times. The host just busted out. She lost it. She just started laughing. She said, well, Mr. Joe, thanks for calling into the show tonight. It was nice to have you on. I said, well, thank you too. She even let me plug news on the flip side.
Cool.
And it was funny as hell, but he's such a loser bastard, man. I mean, come on. Why do we get all the losers in our country? Okay, anyway, let's see what this has to do. I keep losing everybody. Make me easier if I can find y'all. Okay. Is it doing anything? Is it doing anything? Is it just sitting there? Is it any noise coming out of it?
There we go.
Okay, Elon, what is this? Oh, Elon, what you doing, Elon? Now, I watched him catch another ship the other day. So he said, screw on land, and I'm just going to catch him. I was like, what the hell is this, man?
I think your volume is low. Turn your volume up.
Let's see if we got it at. Where's it at? It's down some. Look at this big top. Biggest ship ever made in the world. Chinese thought they were going to get the record. They actually had it for a few days, but Elon said, screw you. Look at this thing. And it's reusable.
Yeah.
So they got a new engine, though, to go to Mars with. Actually, 2 new engines to go to Mars with. They can get us there, and I think they said 8 weeks or 4 weeks.
Why don't they just go in the
4 or 5 months
train to Mars?
Elon, we love you, but you got to move along fast. This is a time-consuming show, buddy.
get a clear view of your financial
Oh, you're going to give us a
path
commercial,
with the book
really?
at your back.
That kind of shit. I'm going to send them a bill. Yeah, it's
Very valid.
Move along. Oh, it's catching and came back. Okay, we move along. Oh, look. Two of them going to hook together. So he actually made them put this nose on there. I forgot what it was about, but he actually made them put it on there.
So is it like a new garbage truck for spacemen? Because that's really what they need.
It does. It's huge, though. It's biggest
garbage
space
truck for space.
I think they said you could park like 5 shuttles in it.
Just start focusing on
it's
the
enormous.
important stuff. Get that garbage out of there.
What's the current crew complement of the shuttle? 12?
Oh, there it is. There's the Martian colony. There you go. See the comet in the
Like
stars.
the Fat Tony garbage service.
Okay, that shit sucked.
To go up there.
Well, you know my theory on Mars.
Yes, there's beautiful women there.
Yeah.
Mars don't exist. Come on.
Jay doesn't think. I mean, Sean doesn't think Mars exists. Y'all don't pick on him now, guys. There's been so much.
According to Edgar Rice Burroughs, the men have 4 arms and the girls have 4 you-know-whats.
I mean, no, it's all CGI pictures. It's all CGI.
No, wait now. Come on, you can't say that. We knew about Mars long before CGI. Hell, we knew a lot. We knew about Mars before television.
Well, Mars exists. It does exist, but all those beautiful CGI pictures they put up of Mars,
No, we get them from telescopes like James Webb and all these other people have. You yourself. That's what's so funny about when people tell me about the what do they call it? When they say all the planets are squished into one place, or all disk or whatever the hell they call it. No, the externium. I can't think what the name of it is now. It's a religious term, but it's always funny to me because any moron can go outside with a $50 telescope and look for themselves. That's what's always bothered me when I hear these religious people tell me about the affirm. Is that what it's called?
The firmament.
The firmament. When they tell me about that, I'm like, really? I said, let me buy you a telescope and you go look for yourself. And they're like, what? I said, yeah, you can go get a telescope and see Mars. So you can see Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. You can see them all with a little $50 telescope. You don't even have to have a big fancy one. Or better than that, hop your ass in an airplane that flies at about 50,000 feet and you can see it for yourself then. It's like when people started on me about Planet X. I was like, really? Planet X? I said, well, where is it? Well, it comes by every 3,600 years. I said, no, that's a lie. I said, because the Egyptians and the Chinese are very good astronomers and they've been keeping records for 5,500, almost 6,000 years. And guess what? They haven't seen it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it. Nobody. So in the last 6,000 years, nobody's seen it. So I said, maybe it's an asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Maybe it got sucked in by Jupiter and broke up.
Maybe.
I said, maybe that was Planet X. No, Pluto was not Planet X.
I saw it, man.
It's Mike said, as I was smoking a
I
weed,
saw it
right over
in Las Vegas. I saw Planet X. I was there. It was there.
I've seen Planet X in Las Vegas too. It's
How about this?
Absolutely.
How about this? How about Planet X came through the inner planets at the 3,600 year mark, and when it did so, the 5th planet exploded, giving us the asteroid belt, deprived Mars of life. The life that was on Mars was ejected onto Earth and most of Mars' water, and that whole catastrophe also made Planet X's orbit no longer 3,600 years. So maybe now it's 3,700. Maybe it's 38. Maybe it's 1,000.
I think it was global warming that destroyed it.
Whichever. But
it's gone.
The catastrophe is such that whatever Planet X's orbit may have been,
it wants to avoid the Earth.
Destruction of the planet.
It heard the Earth has humans. It's like a dog with fleas. It's like, don't go near the Earth, man. It's got humans. You don't want them to infect you. Don't get close enough. They're gonna jump on you. They got this guy with the rocket.
Yeah, you'll get cooler.
Watch out, buddy. Well, that's what Elon said. If Mimosa, whatever that meteor, that asteroid, whatever they call it, comes back around again, he said he's sending a spaceship to go see what the hell it is.
That big penis-looking one.
Yeah, that one. The one they say is somebody belongs to somebody. Carolyn. Well, because it changed speed like times and changed directions twice.
Do you really want to hook up with aliens that are hanging out in Iraq? I mean, I want someone with technology. I want someone I can learn from. Not like, you're in Iraq. It's just more trouble. You know what I mean? Like, just keep going.
Hey, they might be rock and rollers, man. I mean, the thing does roll and it rocks.
Giant rock. But they just stop and say, hey, what's up? We're here. We're the rock dudes. You know what I mean? Nope. You gotta listen to Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan was right in there, man. And he's right.
Billions and billions.
Yeah, billions and billions of light years away. It's like when I knew his father-in-law, Harry Durian, right, Cornell, Ithaca, and we had connected because I used to go to Cornell for the space events and whatever, and to bend the ear of physicists and just kind of, blurt out my crap to them of my theories. But it's cool because Harry, here's a guy who was Carl Sagan's father-in-law. Obviously Harry's daughter was married to Carl Sagan. And then he said the best time he ever had was smoking pot with Carl Sagan. He's told me best time in his life, that they would just sit there and talk about space and science and whatever. And it was unadulterated, and then Carl Sagan kind of knew where you were in the center of things, the little blue dot, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. But I don't think people respect that. I don't think people understand that we're on a ball flying 800,000 miles per hour through space and spinning around big hot freaking ball. You know what I mean? I think that when you start looking at things like that, okay, maybe we should be kind of gentler and work for better solutions for a better life and quality of life. You know what I mean? Instead of bickering about bull crap,
It's true. Oh, wait, we gotta go through this right quick. So
this blue dot.
This is Biden Harris's accomplishments. Let's see what they accomplished. Allowed 20 million
There we go.
unvetted. Let's read. Allowed 20 million unvetted illegals into the country. Oh, that's an accomplishment. Historic inflation crisis. That's an accomplishment. Record high gas prices in all 50 states.
They're in the history book.
Record high consumer debt.
They're in the history
Released
book.
Terrorists into the country. I mean, come on.
Oh, they're in the Guinness World Book of Records.
Yeah. So again, where was I? Released Ukraine-Russian war, Israel-Hamas war. Where we at? Withdrawal. Oh, disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Violent crime skyrocketing. Tried to jail political rival in the name of democracy. Lied to the American public about Joe's decline. Declared war on American energy. Record low test scores for K-12s. Most unpopular president and VP in history. Woo! Well, that's some accomplishments. I mean, you're in the books. I mean, you're fucking morons, but
yeah, well done. I mean, you have surpassed both Carter and Obama as the worst presidency.
Oh wait, we got to play this too. I forgot about this. This is a little different. Hold on, let me turn it off. This is a little music we're gonna play. Well, if I can turn it off for a second, shut up, chick. Let's see. Where is this at? We got to get rid of this. We just play all kind of stuff. We don't really care. What is it, Christopher? We don't. All right, Chris. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? I don't give a shit if you don't like what we play. Go bitch at Jay. He likes to be a bitch dad. I don't know why he likes
weird ass music.
He just likes to be bitch dad. You have to ask his old lady about that. I don't know. Some guys just like to be bitch dad. Don't get mad at me.
I love you, Jay. I love you a lot, man.
Thanks, Sean.
I do. You're the greatest.
I mean, we can't all be perfect. You mean who's perfect?
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, since I've been on this show with you two, I learned a lot more about freaking Star Trek and Spaceship Nine.
What the hell's a Star Trek?
Okay,
Star Trek.
It's that thing those guys went on, that journey to go where no person has gone before.
Where no person has gone before.
Do you guys ever think that there was actually a Spock people out there? Vulcans were they called?
Vulcans is what Spock was. Yeah.
Did you ever think that there could be?
Doesn't Charles White say that the tall whites that he dealt with aren't they kind of Vulcan-like?
Hey, oh man, it's not gonna let
Emotionless,
me.
kind of, but
Why
ready
is it
to
not
kill
gonna
you at
let
the
me
snap
play
of a
this?
whim.
Maybe it'll let me do it this way. Is there any music tabs on here? Let's do the entire screen. Yeah, because at least I can play music then. Okay, let's see if it'll let me. We're having to do the entire screen here, people. Sorry. Add to the screen. What the hell's going on here?
Oh, dude.
Wow.
I'm psychedelic shit now, man. Come on.
What's
all we need to do is get the music playing. We don't care about the rest of that. Let's see.
The hell's on my tray?
Why won't it get where I can? It won't even let me. This is a pain in the ass.
Who's that chick?
Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it?
Yeehaw!
There we go.
Helene.
Oh, girl,
Oh,
that's
my
it.
God.
Down, but once again we'll stand. A late September hurricane headed north with no restraint, straight for Georgia into Tennessee.
I like her voice.
Line up met her match, floodgates of hell.
It's not her voice you're admiring.
Couldn't stop.
Yes, it is, Jay.
Good looking, too.
I feel bad she can't afford better pants, though, man. Like, $20. Thrift stores got some stuff.
And houses down the street.
Wonder how many bears attacked her pants.
Mountainsides turned straight to mud. In the end, she came for blood. Ain't ever been a storm here like Helene.
He was a bitch, man.
Yes, she was.
Helene.
We like you, sweetie. We hope your song gets really popular.
She should be doing like the hurricane dance or something, though, man. Like,
You know what? Have you heard about
bopping?
Have you heard about the Pennsylvania Amish going down and building little houses for people down there in
That's
western
cool.
North Carolina?
Amish or Mennonites? Probably the Mennonites.
No, the Amish.
Really?
Yes.
They're taking their horse and buggies that far.
It took them a year and a half, but
They're gonna drive. They got drivers, Jay. They got drivers that will drive.
They're not allowed to use vehicles.
No, they have guys who drive them.
They're technically not allowed to ride in gasoline vehicles. It's part of their culture.
Maybe in emergencies they have.
Maybe in an emergency, but it's a different thing. But yeah, that's amazing. Usually they don't.
Actually, Gene, I don't know her name. She's on
for
Instagram.
a lot of events, so that's kind of amazing. If it is the actual Amish.
It's I don't know. She's on Instagram. Whoever asked me that, so you have to go find her yourself. It doesn't give you her name or anything, but yeah, she's got a good voice. I mean, the song itself is just kind of pissing people off for some reason, but it was a bad storm. You can't deny that.
No, hell, that was all man-made right there, buddy.
They got this picture of this hole in Mars, and it looks like a vent. It looks like a vent hole. It looks just like a vent.
Joe. I'll tell you how
that's too much. That's too much. That's too much like work, man. It's got to be important to put up. It's no, y'all go look, guys. It's on. What am I on right now? I don't know where the hell I'm at right now. What if China invades Russia? Holy shit! What if I've said that is possible too?
Is that a Marvel comic?
That is well possible. Let's see.
Pretty cute.
What would happen, Joe? Jay?
Huh?
Mike, what would happen if China invaded Russia?
We would take
right for the picking.
We would
give them half of Russia.
Nervous and launch a whole bunch of missiles from Turkey.
We would just go over there and split the country in half. We'd say, okay, look, China, we know you need room to grow because you're starving to death and you don't have no food, no resources, none of that bullshit. But we're not going to let you have the fuel, so we're going to take half the top half the country. You can have the bottom half the country. Yeah. We're not going to let them have all of Russia.
Oil fields and you lose.
There's no way we'll give them the largest nation in the world with the second largest population. Well, we're not going to do that. That's just, if we have to, we will nuke them. And I think China's pretty sure about it. And be honest with you, China's more interested in Taiwan. They want those chips.
Chip technology.
They want those chips. Yeah.
Well, the Russian people wouldn't cooperate either. It's not like
but there's so few of them these days.
Say, come on, China. China's would have, they're not happy about Ukraine. They don't want to even fight. But if someone came to invade, it would be a different story. Especially there's other countries around there that would support that. Because they don't want China on their border.
Yes, it would be, and NATO would have a shit fit about it.
Yeah, World War III would definitely spark off. I mean, the entire planet would go batshit crazy over that.
Honest to God, I believe World War III is going on right now.
I believe we're seeing the opening volleys. Yeah, especially if Korea gets involved in Ukraine and Iran launches any kind of tactical nuke or chemical weapons in Israel proper, the World War III is on at that point.
But Mike's right, though. We'll have a World War IV.
It's
on the way.
That long.
Oh, and that's the other thing. So, with Kim Jong-un moving troops into Russia, and they said they're going to put another 10,000. It's going to be 18 or 20,000 troops there. North Korea's ripe for the pickings. Plus, they're saying they're already having a hard time keeping the people down there. They're already wanting to rebel. So if the U.S. and South Korea started a push, I think half his country. I mean, come on. He already lost 2,000 troops. He originally sent 10,500 troops to Russia. 2,000 already went to the Ukraine.
So 10,000 North Korean troops that have never ever been in combat ever.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like,
with some of the crappiest weapons ever built.
Exactly. Like they kind of just drop them in a theater that is just like the Ukrainians have been very inventive with their drones and especially the sea drones and stuff like that. But
they were able to get their drones to attack inside Moscow and scare the living pants off of Putin and his administration.
They become a war machine, and the Russians know it's death. You're going to go there.
They're kicking Putin's ass, and he knows it.
That's why they got tens of thousands of North Koreans now, because they have nobody left. They got no.
Well, one of the reasons they brought in North Korea,
they got their A-list army that they're holding in reserve because they don't want to lose their best fighters, but they're losing their hats anyway.
But think about this. There's another reason to bring North Korea in, because if they used a nuke, we couldn't retaliate against Russia, because Russia wouldn't have been the one that used the nukes. We'd have to retaliate against North Korea, which even Joe Biden said that if North Korea ever uses a nuke, it's the end of their regime. We will wipe them off the face of the planet. Trump's already told them that. Now, Kamala, she might get in and say, oh, well, Kim, let me come comb your hair for you, man. I don't trust her to do anything, but, Joe told her. He told him flat out, and so did our generals. Tell him, look, you launch a nuke, we're going to wipe you off the face of the planet. Just know it's coming. And there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing Kim Jong-un's got that can stop us. Matter of fact, the only two countries in the world that could try, and well, Russia's not even one of them anymore. They would just have to use full-out nukes. China might give it a shot, but China's also got crappy weapons, and crappy jets. Pretty decent aircraft carrier, though, the one they got.
But it's brand new. The rest of their Navy equipment is for shit.
But they do have an ability that the U.S. has to mass produce shit at record rates. Now, the problem they've got that we don't have is a long
time to build a battleship and an aircraft.
No, I'm not talking about that. Fuck battleships. This isn't the world of battleships anymore. This is the world of drones. This is the way wars are going to be fought.
Carriers.
Yeah. So now you might see drone carriers. The United States has built 2 drone carriers, by the way. We have 2 of them now. They carry nothing but drones. And then we also have the drone fleet. We have the Ghost fleet that was parked in Canada. Nobody knows where it's at now. It's a completely stealth, completely automated fleet. The things that worry about those, to me, what happens if somebody hacks them? Oh, guess what? I got a whole America's fleet. That just makes me nervous, man. That's all I'm saying. It makes me nervous. But still, it is going to be a different kind of war for it. And China could produce drones at record rates. But the biggest part for China is that they don't have the resources the United States has, and they don't have access to the resources. And it's easy for us to cut them off from South America and cut them off from Europe. Well, Europe would cut them off, but it's easy for us to cut them off from South America and Africa. They're not going anywhere. So they would run out of resources pretty quick. Remember, in World War II, even the United States had to go find all their cars and recycle them for the copper and the metal and the steel and the rubber. All that shit got recycled. Right now, we've got...
That's why the penny was made out of steel for 1943.
So it's a different kind of thing. I got one of the pennies that was they covered it with it might have been aluminum. It's they covered it with something though. And
steel. It's a steel penny.
It's a steel penny.
Because
1943.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. What's that, Bruce? Yeah, if you got the money. It's anyway. Where were we on the list? No, we got a bunch of lists we're going through. But Kim Jong-un needs to watch his ass because the U.S. will make them extinct. And really and truly, I think South Korea would love to reunite North Korea into South Korea. And I don't think
those North Korean people up there would want to be like South Koreans.
A lot of them would. Well, come on. They're not allowed to travel. Think of this. All these troops we're talking about, this is the first time these people have been outside of their own country.
Yeah, some of them have defected.
Yes. So, I mean, they haven't even been in their own country before. It's out of their own country. It's sad. They're not even allowed to own cars in North Korea. It's just one of those things that it's just one of the things you got to deal with. I don't know what's this pretty Obama? What's this? Dave's
I'm blaming on the Teletubbies, man. You know what? When that show started, like everything went to hell. I don't know.
So this black guy,
it was extremely disturbing. I can barely watch it.
This black gentleman sent me this today. It says, a man born in Kenya, raised by a white mother in Hawaii, urges black men to vote for an Indian woman raised in Canada. Who are we talking about?
Obama and Michelle.
Good old Barry
Harris.
Barry Soetoro. That's who we're talking about.
Barry Soetoro, yeah.
Yeah, the whack job that he actually is. No, we're not doing. Oh, no, we're not looking. So you did see that. So I don't know if y'all remember all this. This was a while back. Remember when Pravda did all these sets and they had all this stuff on with they had like panda bears, and then they had them with outfits on, like you'd see in one of those really bad porn flicks. So this was a big thing for a while, and it was Pravda that was doing it, and it was a big thing. They had 5 or 6 different groups of stuff they were selling, and all of it was covered in S&M shit. So yesterday, or Joe Biden's wife was dressed as a panda.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's that. And everybody's like, well, what does that mean? I said, that's what it means. She's probably part of that whole group. Well, Pravda tried to keep that stuff up, but the world bitched so much they had to get rid of it. Because it was kids stuff and they were covering it in S&M stuff. People were just like, what?
There's a point, though, where they're not going to be shocking anymore. There's a point where like there's no bottom, and then but now we're starting. You know what? It's going to be the Puff Daddy thing, because this is all the Hollywood A-listers. These are all the big political people, the ones who hung out with him in these freak parties and having sex with children and all the crazy stuff. I mean, if you see every day, there's 10 more accounts of this guy doing terrible things to people and making people do terrible things and whatever, man. This is the face of the Democratic Party.
It is.
This was, I remember Barack Obama, all these people holding hands with Puff Daddy. It was going to his parties, hanging out with him. So at some point, people are going to want good stuff for their children, for themselves, for their community, and say, I don't want any part of this. But yet Puff Daddy was a role model to children. They made him a role model without ever thinking like, well, what about his background? What about the stuff he's doing? Because this isn't new. This information is not new. Everybody knew what was going on, but that's who they think is acceptable. I mean, like when you look at Hollywood and how Hollywood gained attention back in the day, and now they don't even hide the fact of they call them influencers. Like in social media. People who will influence others in their decisions in life, not your children not deciding on their own. You know what I mean? So all of this is coming to fruition now. I'd like to see where it's going to go. Where the election's here, no one's talking about Puff Daddy, but yet a lot of those Democrats were hung out with him.
It is funny though, because what's her name? Not Jennifer. Is it Jennifer Anderson? No. Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. So Jennifer Lopez dated Daddy for 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's out speaking for Kamala Harris. Well, when I seen it on the article, I went and read the comments. There was not a nice comment anywhere. There's like 25,000 comments, and they were all hateful. Why would you put this? There's no way she was with Diddy for 2 years and didn't know about this and was not involved in this. She's going to probably end up in prison. And I seen J Lo and Jay Z came out. Jay Z and Beyonce came out the other day and said, "Oh no, we have nothing to do with this." And everybody, they were somewhere and they got booed. Beyonce's face was just could not believe she just got booed because people don't believe her.
Need them. You know what, Joe, Sean, Jay, you need a doctor. You sometimes you might need a lawyer, right? You need a farmer because you need to eat. You don't need a Hollywood actor. You don't need a rapper. You don't need a singer. And certainly don't need their opinions conflicting with anything going on in your life, your family. None of that stuff, but they're trying to influence these. The most purest right that we have is to freaking vote and choose things for ourselves or make our own choices. But here's this machine. But look how ugly the machine is. Look Corey Feldman talking about years of all the child sex stuff going on in Hollywood, calling people out. Well, they know he's a freak. He just always talking about it. He's got an axe to grind. You know what I mean? But really, he's right. He's right, and the truth is out there. So, but the Democrats are heavily connected into that money. Republicans too. I'm not going to let them off the flat, but not as many, because Hollywood supports the Democrats, right? But why? Why?
Not as much as they used to, though. You're starting to see that. See, in the old days, it was the Republicans, and then it went to the Democrats. Now I'm starting to notice there's a few more of them coming out every day that are becoming more conservative because. Of course, the Democrats are all turning out to be perverts.
They can't stick up for Trump, though. They get
no, they don't stick up for Trump. Yeah, they do. We got a couple. Let's go through these right quick before we get into the poll. So we got. I don't like Trump, but I'm voting for him because Harris sucks. That's a direct direct read. That's what it says. It's from Newsbreak. Unearthed letter reveals Waltz boasted about Minnesota hosting numerous senior Chinese leaders. This guy's a communist. He needs to be taken out. 8,000 of Kim Jong-un troops are sent into Russia and ready to fight in the Ukraine.
Yeah. I hear the Russians. Hey, I read that the Russians do not like the Koreans.
They don't. They don't.
But they gave them uniforms and equipment so that they can't be distinguished from Russian troops, so that way no one can say who shot who.
Yeah. Well, the TSA or whatever they call themselves over there, it's Pravda. The other TASS is what it's called. That one of their news agencies already came out and said Putin's already tired of having them in the country already. So that's why they're trying to get him into Ukraine so they'll stop bugging Trump. Kamala Harris's policy book doesn't even mention immigration. Well, does that surprise anybody? Doesn't surprise me. Now this is a good one. I like this one.
Done anything for 3.5 years, but then all of a sudden,
I like this one.
She's reduced the amount of drugs and immigrants across the border by half. Bullshit.
So this one's pretty good. CNN anchor cuts away from Kamala Harris rally and fact checks claims. He does a brutal fact check on her too. We don't have time to post it up, but he does a brutal fact check. I believe it was Jake Tapper. Yes, it was. CNN anchor Jake Tapper pulled away from Vice President Kamala Harris rally in Arizona while on air Tuesday to offer two tiny little fact checks about the nominee harassed campaign. Let's see, what does it say? Something about she's lying about whatever she said about in Arizona, and then played clips of Harris rally in Phoenix. Oh, so her crowds weren't even what she said they were. Or this chick was lying all over the place. Oh, that's what he said. She said so. She said that Trump said he's going to put a 20% tax on everybody. Trump said he's going to put a 20% tariff on everybody, not us, but there are other people. So she don't even know what the fuck a tariff is. She doesn't. She honestly doesn't know what a tariff is. How can you fucking even be in politics and not know what a tariff is, especially being vice president? I just, she never had plans on being president. She just saw an opportunity to bitch and jumped on it. And now we, the people, have to deal with a crazy broad. I can call her broad if I want to. Kiss my ass. How you like that?
You may notice that I don't call her Kamala, which is what she said she wants to be, how her name should be pronounced.
Kamala.
I'm sorry, just because you're vice president doesn't give you the right to tell me to ignore the rules and syntax of the English language. In the English language, the way your name is spelled is
Kamala.
Kamala. Sorry, you lose.
So y'all seen that one Trump's name's
You
not.
want to sound different? Put some accents on them A's and shut up. I'm tired of hearing you explain how to pronounce your name.
Well, she's an idiot.
Yeah,
Y'all seen Trump's name is not even Trump's name's not even on the California voting machines.
How are they able to take him off?
No, what they did is they put him. He's not on the first page. He's like 3 pages back.
Oh.
So you got to go looking for him. So they're already in trouble for that. So that's more. See, that is election interference.
The president. This is a primary election, not a. What's the other one?
Oh my God! Wait, is ABC saying something nice? Wait, who is this? Who is this? I got to see who this is. This is that asshole that did the debate. What's his name? I can't stand this ass.
David Muir.
Yeah. David Muir. A new migrant surge at the border is overwhelming some of the communities with thousands crossing into the U.S. Matt River reports as the mayor of Eagle, PA.
Eagle Pass.
Eagle Pass. Thank you. Oh God, look at the comments down here. We're not going to read these comments, people. No, we could actually play it, but it's no, because we got other stuff we're doing. That's not why we're not going to play it. But y'all go check it out. It's Jake Tapper. He's on CNN. White House. Now this one, White House stenographer protests breach of protocol after Biden team edited the garbage transcript. They went. So this is not the first time they've done this. These little shits that work for him, these little Z-Geners and millennials that don't know their ass from a hole of ground, have been going in and changing the meaning of what he's saying is.
Restricting his free speech.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. So this guy is actually suing the crap out of him, and he's made it public now. So now they've got to deal with it. But it just shows you how really corrupt they are.
Yeah, desperate.
What is this? Newsmax censoring this post. Newsmax censoring this post. Why would Newsmax censor anything? Newsmax usually isn't known for we're screwed. Don't swipe right. We're screwed for whatever. Let's see. This is North Carolina update. This guy here, I'd play this, but this guy is solidly pissed at the way his state's being treated. He is just fucking pissed, and you can't blame him. I mean, come on. You know what? Can we play this?
That Lieutenant Governor.
We're going to play it right quick. Let's see settings. Let's go find this right here. Oh, no, wrong place. There's in the wrong place. Present. I know we're going to have to do it on full screen. Nope, that's not what.
I think his name is Mark Robinson, the black guy.
Yeah. Let's see. We're just going to put it on full screen so everybody can see it. We'll get it up here in a minute where y'all can see the whole damn thing. Let me pop it up here. Add the screen. Grab the damn thing. Come on, get up there. There it is. Oh wait, did I already do this?
Oh, I know who to.
So anyway, that's there he is.
That's that dude from Florida.
This chick looks like she's like an alien or something.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see her like a reptilian come out of her skin. I'm going to eat you, you bastard.
Yeah, she looks like one of the actresses from
Man, Black going to show up after you, Joe, man. He's calling out aliens.
Men in Black love me, man. They love me.
I always thought she looked like an alien. She's got that long neck.
What the hell did I just do?
No audio. I don't know. You collapsed everything, but there's also no audio coming from that page either.
Is there not? Let's see. Let's find out what's going on. If I can find out where the thing is.
We're all aliens, really, if you think about it.
We are.
So he's basically saying he knows Joe Biden isn't running a country, is what he's saying, and he wants to know where the hell is Kamala at.
Well, if something happened, who's in charge? They're gonna go, hey, Joe, what should we do?
The little 20-year-olds are in charge. Whoever's been in charge for a while now, and that ain't Obama because Obama's not that big of an idiot. Now here's one for y'all: should police cars have license plate reading cameras? So they've been showing these things. They're going all over in these different states that allow this. And as they're driving on, they're getting several hundred license plates a day. And then when they get back, they run them to see if you've committed a crime. Last I checked, that's illegal.
What?
So yeah, they're doing it all over the place. It's actually going on in your state.
They got readers all over, man. Like New York State's had readers for such a long time.
But it's
That's why
actually
you can't
legal.
obscure your license plate, like you can't put like the plastic in front of it and that type of thing, because they need to be read. Now they're selling those plastic covers. They're invisible to the eye, but to a camera it blocks things out.
Yeah.
So when they're going through the tolls,
Polarized.
when they
It's
like
called
film,
polarization.
when they film the car, when take a picture of the car going through the toll, there's no license plate, so they're like trying to bust those guys. Well, there's a way.
So this is something else the news is burning my ass about because it's so close to an election. So 75,000 healthcare workers walked off the job yesterday. Boom. And on top of that, there was a bunch of other people walked off the job. They were, what the hell were they? What company was it? I know I got the link somewhere. It was
Pepsi.
No, this was like I don't know what the hell it was. Now it's gonna bug the hell out of me till I remember.
Well, while we're on the subject of jobs, they did announce the job increase for the month of October as only 12,000 new jobs.
They claimed that that the jobs was going to be over 100,000 jobs. And
yeah, job reports had to be revised. I know that.
Yeah, it was only 12,000, not 100,000. They claimed.
But they lie a lot. I mean, when you talk to the Democrats, I mean, they're constantly lying about something. There's not been one jobs report, by the way, that has not been revised since they've been put out. They all come out kind of better, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of weeks down, when there's some shit going on, they revise them. They don't tell anybody. And then, of course, different media branches pick it up. But ABC, NBC, CBS, they're not going to pick it up. They're not going to say anything to y'all. They're like, screw. These people don't need to know this. Let them think there's a good one out there. Let's see. We already seen that. Yeah, the shit with his name not being on California really aggravates me. I mean, it's not like he's going to win in California anyway. But
well, you know what? I saw some videos where some people were trying to vote for Trump, but they tried hitting his name on the computer or whatever, the voting screen, and it would not come up.
He's just
so they're telling everybody, and if you're out there listening to us and this is happening to you, they say take a video of this, okay? Because then you can go to the commissions or to the media and it'll be corrected, and people will go back and check. Because if not, somebody's going to prison. You have to remember, voting fraud is illegal in this country, and you will go to prison for it. Now, I did see in this, and Mike's, I know Mike's kind of hidden out in the woods these days, but New York City is bitching about migrants invading their state. I mean, they're bitching hard. And Adams don't call them migrants. He calls them illegal aliens. And then the other day we played a link, was it this week, when they actually have real military, in some of these hotels with some of these migrants. Last I checked, you can't just go around deploying the U.S. military in U.S. soil. That's big time illegal. I forgot the name of the act, but that's big time illegal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can deploy the National Guard, but the Army, Air Force, and Navy are not supposed to be deployed on U.S. soil. I don't know.
Okay, now correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that Biden and Harris came up and made a deal, something that if something would happen, that our Marines and Army can fire upon U.S. citizens.
Yeah, they did. I forgot what it was called. They passed a bill for something, or they passed not a bill, but they did
National Guard.
No, they actually did one where the military can come in, and when you first read it, it sounds like they're allowed to fire on U.S., but no, they're not. They're allowed to work control. It's only if the country goes into chaos, and even then, they're not allowed to fire on American citizens unless they're fired upon.
We need to take the special forces and send them into the Southwest and clean out all the cartels that have set up camp out in the desert, made it dangerous for people even to be there.
Yep.
There are things that are just largely ignored, especially in this election. The people who are truly suffering in this country, the poor who are becoming poorer, the food, everything being so high, people are making sacrifices. They just don't have enough, and they're applying for government benefits that aren't there because those benefits are being exhausted by this influx of people. It's just when I say it's not sustainable, we're beyond that. I mean, there's no money left. So then what? Then what do you do? And then now you have a larger amount of people forming gangs and doing things like that. And all of it was unnecessary, and all of it didn't need to happen. You know,
they're not
and
just forming gangs; they're coming across the border in gangs.
Yeah, but you can have a pathway to citizenship. We
Yeah.
do, people do,
Yeah.
you know. But there's a right way and a wrong way. But this was encouraged. It wasn't just people who got the bright idea, I'm going to go to the United States. It was encouraged for them to do it. There's political power and money, George Soros money, people like him, that's behind all of this, that drove these people to the border. So we need to consider that 20 million people, you know, and it's overwhelming hospitals, police departments, fire departments.
It's insane. But I will give the Florida and Texas governor credit for making New York and Chicago and other cities that have never had these kind of problems feel what they're going through. And Adam said he apologized. So did Hochul, by the way. Hochul actually came out and said, we apologize to the southern states. We never had an idea of how bad this was. And Abbott goes, yeah, we sent you 5,000. We have 15 million.
But you can't take it away from the poor. The poor can't fight for themselves. They can't go out and hire lawyers. You know, they can't make a lot of choices for themselves. You know, but they know they're losing their benefits. They know that they're being kicked out of housing to make room for other people. You know, it's unnecessary. Don't need to do that. But people need to pay attention to what these politicians are specifically doing.
They're doing.
And then taking people who aren't a U.S. citizens, putting them in the place of U.S. citizens, and then forsaking the poor. So the poor get poorer. You know, they get knocked down, they get poorer. What's the solution for that?
Yeah, what is the solution for that? You know what one of the solutions is they send a bunch of these immigrants to where? Kamala Harris's house. Dropped off 200 of them.
You got to return people where they came from. We say
I agree with that.
You know,
but we need treaties.
You got to strengthen the border to the point where you know that to the point where the cartels aren't making a profit by smuggling people over for $8,000 or $9,000 a head. You know, they're paying that much. They get 3 tries to get smuggled over the border. 3 tries. So all that needs to be solved. Solve all of it, man. Because you can't solve it. It's there. They don't want to solve it. So if things are the way they are and they want them that way, why do they want them that way? What's the advantage of having all these people?
Because it keeps money flowing into the prison system, for one thing. The prison system throughout America is a multi-billion-dollar a year.
Being overwhelmed.
Yeah,
overwhelmed. So then what?
Yeah, no.
What happens when there's no money left?
Yeah, we'll just print more money. So
yeah,
we're not supposed to do that, but we will do that.
That's the solution the Democrats do all the time. When they run out of money, they print more. Knowing
it's amazing how dangerous places have become because of this situation, you know. And the Democrats twisted. Well, you know, illegal migration is down. You know, well, the last 2 months have been summer. And of course, it's down because they don't travel as much in the summer. You know, it's 110 degrees through that desert. So yeah, you know. But now it's up again. So, but they're twisting it. They're twisting everything. You know, that's what they're doing. They're a bunch of twisters, man. You need people. You know what? At least Trump is all kinds of crazy bad, yeah. But at least he's real. He's real, and he's genuine because that's what you know what you're gonna get. You know, he's not like being fake, putting on a fake face, saying fake stuff, lying to your face. He's what he is, man. You know, so, but you're voting more for the platform. You're voting for democracy, you know, and I don't like Trump, but I can't imagine the Democrats in another 4 years. I can't do it. Can't imagine. I don't want to imagine.
So let's see. I got a couple things to play. But before we play anything, let me go over these stats right quick. This is what the Democrats have done for us for the last 4 years. Groceries up 22%, electricity up 31%, rent up 23%, car insurance up 57%, gasoline up 38%, airfare up 25%, eggs up 69%. Your dog food is up 70%, and this is just a tip of the iceberg. Just a tip. Let me see if I can play this. Let me see. Hold on. This is Joe Rogan. This is a stupid little clip, but let's see if we can play this. Let's see. She's such an ass, man. She's such a. And then we're gonna play this one when we get to talk about something else. But hold on, let me put this crazy woman up here.
I can't even hear it.
That's weird.
I cannot see. I cannot hear.
I'm gonna have to check on something.
I hear.
No hush. Here.
It's aliens, man.
Yeah, we're glad for you, chick. She is a cute little thing. She is hyped up, out of her mind, man. She is like, wow. She went to the rally. She said, she's talking about all the Jews that were there. How can you call it a Nazi rally when, like 20% of people there were Jews? And she named off a bunch of other races. She's right, though. Yeah, but the Democrats don't care. What do they care about?
Because Jewish people support the Democratic Party. I have friends in Israel who are like, they get upset with all of that because they themselves are conservative, but the biggest flow is about the Democratic Party. It's more like a cult. It's like
it's cult like on both sides, both the MAGA people and the Kamala Harris people.
Right. I mean, but all of it is very cultish, and it's not about, you're electing me for this job. Every decision I make is going to be good for everybody, and if I'm making this decision, is it good for everybody? You know what I mean? So whatever. They don't do that. It's all about the power, right?
Here's a quote from our good friend Tim Walz. You gotta love Tim Walz. There is no guarantee to free speech, misinformation, or hate speech. Tim Walz. Okay. Does he not fucking understand that the reason we have the Constitution is to guarantee hate speech? Because without hate speech, well, there really isn't free speech.
Yeah,
we don't need the nice speech.
Whatever you want, as long as it doesn't incite others to violence, and then at that point is when you get in trouble.
He's a fucking communist, is what he is. I mean, he's a communist, and the fact that we even letting him around anything, he's letting him. Well, at least he can't get to the nuclear codes. Jesus, thank God for that.
Yeah. But it's the interpretation of hate speech. I mean, when you guarantee free speech, it's pretty broad. To say hate speech can be very specific to a lot of different types of speech. You know what I mean? If I hate Brussels sprouts and you throw it in my face, I can say it's hate speech. You're hating. But I mean, like, or it goes both ways because there's a lot of anti-white out there. There's a lot of people spewing hate openly in other media sources.
There's anti-cop, there's anti-fireman,
But I'm saying, like,
anti-Palestine, there's pro-Palestine. I mean, everybody out there has a wavering opinion on all of these subjects that we're talking about, and they're probably all wrong. The fact is that what's going on in the Middle East and Ukraine needs to stop, because if it doesn't, like you said earlier, we're watching the opening volleys of a potential World War III.
Hey, Jay, do you have Laura Lee on your friends list?
Yes.
Send her an invite. I don't think she'll come with an invite. How many of y'all knew this? The FBI, the IRS, and the DOJ all knew that Hunter Biden's laptop was real.
Yep.
Inside whistleblower busted their asses.
Yep.
Your content claimed by someone else. What are you talking about, claimed by somebody else? You better get your ass up off of my radio show. I will stick my foot up somebody's ass. Claimed by somebody else. And it's a freaking, oh man, that kind of stuff makes me mad. Joe, be nice.
What?
Just about it. It's one of our shows that we were playing a clip in until Facebook said, well, we're just going to take it down because somebody claims it's theirs. No, the little 2-minute link is theirs. The show is ours. And I'm going to write them a nasty letter later on. Facebook gets a little crazy sometimes. Usually when I bitch, they don't mess with my business pages. I got to give Facebook credit for that. They'll mess with my personal pages, but they don't mess with my business pages. They leave them alone. They figure their business pages, they can get sued over that. you start screwing with people's business pages, it gets out. People stop doing business on your servers, and you don't want that to happen. It's this is us on Wednesday night. Oh yeah, that looks good. TikTok freedom front line. Yeah, we're glad for you, TikTok. Let's see. Republicans passed a bill blocking transgender girls and women from participating in student athletes. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm all for that. Getting right. I'm telling you now, if I had a daughter who was playing sports and some guy, girl looking thing came over there and slammed her to the ground or slammed, I would get up and punch the son of a bitch. Y'all would have to be getting me out of jail because I would get up and punch the son of a bitch.
But remember the example of Caitlyn Jenner when she came out. There was a young college, just graduating college age young lady of color who was going to get this prestigious sports award that no woman of color had received. And instead, they decided at the last moment to give it to Caitlyn Jenner for, great contributions in women's sports. And I kept thinking to myself, well, first of all, she's only been a woman for like 27 hours. And then number two, she hasn't participated in any sports since 1984, 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah. It's just horrible. Oh, look at the major.
Girl, I mean, how angry must she be? I don't even know.
This is the second time I've heard crazy major guy from CBS talk nice about Trump. This is actually, he's talking about when they got the video of when the cop seen the shooter on the roof and then ran to the car and stuff. That was such a fucked up fiasco. I mean, really and truly, you just got to wonder. I mean, if that would have held me up and I'd have seen that guy, I said, "Oh, look, dude, the guy's on the roof. So this is what we're going to do. Hold me back up, move me over here so you don't know where. When I come up, I'm just going to unload. Give me your gun. And I'll have my gun. When I peek over the top, I'm just going to unleash on him for 2 reasons. One, the guy would have probably got up to move and the snipers would have seen him instantly and there wouldn't have even been a shot at Trump. But this coward went and got in his car and called somebody. By the time he called anybody, this guy done shot at the president. And still no one's been punished for this. Oh, except for the head of the Secret Service. But who runs the Secret Service? Isn't it Homeland Security? Isn't that Alejandro's shit?
Well, I don't know what the chain of command is, but I'm quite certain that it probably stops at the president.
Well, no. So the Secret Service and some other group belongs to DHS, to the Department of Homeland Security. And, of course, the Department of Homeland Security answers to the president, but, does Biden even know what's going on? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, does Biden know anything at this point? I mean, the other day, when he was going to talk to the Indians, so he flew out to Arizona to talk to the Indians. I have no idea what he was saying. I don't think anybody there knew what he was saying.
I don't think he knows what he was saying.
I was at a loss. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? No, Jimmy, it's not that I hate Biden. I actually feel sorry for Biden. I feel it's not just Biden. I feel sorry for us.
Whatever's happening to Biden is some sort of the onset of some pathology, some sort of onset of something that's not going to be good for him. And they should probably, I don't know if there's a way to find out what it is. I hope it's a detectable thing, but he should be checked daily by a professional medical observer. And if he's found unfit, guess who becomes president automatically?
So, I'm beginning to hate Google. And Yahoo's starting to get on my nerves too. But so, where's it at? Here it is. Joe Biden threatened to take Donald Trump to a body of water and drown him.
What?
Yeah.
So
this was. Yeah, no, because they're taking it down.
Oh.
So I'm gonna try it again up here. So there's supposed to be a video of this, and but when I clicked on to go to the video, I watched it the other day. Newsbreak has got it taken down. So you might just do a check on it. You might just pull up, and see if you can find it on Google or something so we can play it. What is this? This looks like, oh my God, this looks like, what was the gay band with the cowboy and everybody in it?
The Village People.
Yeah, the Village People. This looks like the Village People with Tim Walton Harris. That's just gross. Kamala Harris' own words, and Trump's team is having a field day. Okay, she's an idiot, and we don't need to hear any more of her words. We're getting ready to get into polls, so I know we're getting late, but Kamala Harris ignored a reporter's question to ask how. He asked how she can help, fix the struggle in America, and she just went on and hated on Trump for 20 minutes.
I'm tired of hearing that.
Everybody's tired of hearing it, even Democrats. Now, I love pictures like these. Let's post this right quick. Y'all gonna love this. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. It's just a picture, and there's a lot of these going around. There's pictures like this with Oprah Winfrey and what's her name?
Haven't heard too much
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. Now this one is. Let me see if we can get it up here. This is. Oh my God, who could that be? Hillary Clinton. And who's this good-looking guy on the side of her?
Donald Trump. Are those
Donald J. Trump.
Tool Time show?
Let's see. And look, this is what she said. We could use someone like Donald Trump as president. She's not the only one. Whoopi
bought or changed.
Yeah, Whoopi talked about him a couple of times. Oprah all but fondled all over him. Said you'd make one of the greatest presidents in the United States. So they loved him until he became a Republican, and then they hated him. He went from
whoa.
See if there's Sean. Yeah, because I got y'all. I'm just scrolling while we're going through.
God, damn.
Now Megyn Kelly. Now Megyn Kelly is she's changed somewhat over the last couple of years. She's definitely taken a more progressive attitude of putting her foot up somebody's ass. Is this
She's
chick?
good at doing that.
She is good at doing that. Is this chick? No, this ain't her. Who is it?
I don't hear anything.
No, y'all can't hear that. I was just looking before I put it on audio. I wanted to see if it was what I thought it was, but it was not. Yeah, see, this is the link right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's the broken link. That's the one with the I drowned it. What's his face? Trumpy Wumpy. I'm trying to find the one. Look, she's getting cute, man. It's not. There's one here. I wanted to show y'all the one with the black lady speaking at the Georgia conference. It is really good. The girl is really impressive. She really got her shit together. And for some reason, I just can't find it. I know I had it. Is this it? Let's see. No. Oh no. This is the chick taking out Jean Lepre for being a dumbass. She's that was a pretty good one. No, I guess I didn't save it. I can't believe I didn't save that link. I did like what Hochul said the other day about Trump. This was Trump's surrender at Madison Square Gardens because he wanted to come home and be a New Yorker again. And she said he was welcome back. And of course, he talked about Eric Adams. Now Eric Adams is talking about him. They're becoming friends. Come on. I mean, Hillary, go home and stay home for the change. We don't really give a shit what you got to say. I mean, does anybody here care? I mean, I'm just tired of hearing her.
She should be in jail with some of the stuff she's pulled.
I just, who's that? Is this her? Let me see if this is her. Nope, this ain't her. Somebody else, but well, I guess I ain't gonna find it. I'll have to look for it while we're doing the polls and see if I can find. Oh, I love this drunken Kamala over here giving away family.
What did you want to do? A break and play the theme song?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play it real quick. Bill Maher. What?
Hey, I like
Bill Maher. Van Jones says Donald Trump is beating the pants off. He's actually. He don't like Trump. He don't like Kamala either, though, man. I'm telling you now, he does not like Harris. There's Owens you was just talking about. And
while we're looking for this, did you happen to see what Kim Kardashian's Halloween outfit was?
Wait, what about Kimmy?
She had a white crocodile, costume, and people were saying, so she is a lizard.
I don't know what she is. Wow, this is some scary bitch here, but she's also.
She's good, dude.
Oh, she is. I see it. There's so many black women on here that have become pro-Trump. that they don't even want to talk about. They want to show that they're trying to say that the Obamas helped her get 6 more points out of the black vote, but I heard the NAACP say they don't think that's true. They think that they think that 30% of black men are going to vote for, and 10 to 12% of black women are going to vote for.
I think it's higher than that.
For him. Yeah, I think it's higher than that too, especially since I've heard he hit the S. Bill Maher again. These are all older links, so this is not going to be what I'm looking for. So we're gonna get out of here now. But click, and let's get rid of all this stuff down here and get it off our screen. Yeah, there we go.
Play the new intro. I'd like to see.
Yeah, we're gonna play the new intro. So guys and girls, we're gonna make a quick break, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna do the polls. It's late. People are already running late.
Yep.
Oh, we got some good polls to go through.
Joe, the first link was incorrect. You have to go into the private chat. The second link I sent is the correct.
Let me go to private chat. So the first link will be the one on the bottom. Okay, there we go. It should be this one right here. Stop thing. Dang, let me get it in the screen before you start blaring my ears out. Guys, so we're going to play this, which I want to hear some music too. All right, just a little bit, okay. I'm going to play a little. I'm going to play this little song here. Only about half of it because like I said, we got things to do and people to roast.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, we got some weirdos watching us tonight. I'm telling you what. Oh, I love our audience. I'm not hating. I love all of y'all. I'm not hating, but so that's the promo. That's this. Okay, let me change right quick. It's like changing underwear on air. It's not a fun thing to do. So present, start screen. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, guys, we're going to play this right quick, and then we'll be right back, and then y'all can get naked and dance all over the place. We don't mind. Unless you're ugly, then just don't put on no cam, okay? I'm just being honest. We don't, I'm old. I don't need to see nothing scary, people. I'm just telling you. Halloween was yesterday, so let's not get crazy. All Souls Day. We'll talk about it on another show. Yes, maybe we'll do a show on all that weird stuff. How's that? That sounds good to me. But anyway, let us put this up right quick. This is the actual opening song for the station. And we just didn't get to play it tonight because we started out late. So anyway, I'm going to post this up for y'all. Y'all can take a listen to it, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Do you know what they're telling you? Do you know the tendency? Do you eat what they feed you? They're on a witch hunt. Conspiracy for fake spreading their disease. Powers tell you how to think, how to feel, what to say. Your mind the crime scene. Powers tell you what to see, what to do, who to be. Feed the machine, feed your lies, twist it your own way. The propaganda machine, power feeds it, media owns it, social stage is it. The propaganda machine, you feed the propaganda machine. We bleed, wake up. Ignorant eyes, fact checks denied, half truths in the news, very balanced lies. Who do we believe? Who did what? Whose point of view? Who do you trust? Who's behind it all? Society dies. Feed the machine, feed your lies, twist it your own way. The propaganda machine, power feeds it, media owns it, social stage is it. The propaganda machine, you feed the propaganda machine. We bleed, bleed. Wake up, wake up. Feed the machine, propaganda machine. Power feeds it, media owns it, social stage is it. The propaganda machine, you feed the propaganda machine. We breathe. We breathe. Wake up, wake up.
Yeah, let's get that shit out in your bud, baby. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That is the new theme song. We just got to get it downloaded into the system. What's that, Christopher? No, it's got to be downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it's only $1, so it's anybody that enjoys it, you can have it in your MP3 player or phone or however.
Yeah, it what do you mean? No, it should let me download it. Yeah, it's in my system. It's yeah, we'll take it in a high resolution. Yeah. Anyway, so as that's downloaded, that'll be a good thing. So we'll have it in there for next week. You know, I was watching Obama out rapping, trying to get some black guys. You know, I'm like, the commander, the divider in chief should never rap. He's not a rapper. I mean, come on, the guy was he was raised in Hawaii. What kind of rapper raps in Hawaii?
He was raised
really,
in a completely different
by an
culture.
old white woman at that, man. I mean, come on. I love these people who say they're oh wait, let's see. Can y'all hear that?
Just come up for a second.
Barely.
I don't know. Is that any better? Is this the one I want? No, I didn't even have it turned up. Hold on. I'm trying to find the one I want before we get into the polls. I really want to play this. No, what is with the... Oh, this phone can be aggravating sometimes. You cannot hit reverse on this backwards on this phone because it gets just stupid.
It's funny how Obama was so well liked. Even I remember you and I, even Joe, voting for Obama and liking him in the beginning, man. And then everything just changed drastically.
Yeah, realizing too late that the mistake was made. Yeah.
However, he was influenced, and or maybe that was just the plan the whole time. Most likely, you know what I mean. So, all these things are contrived. So. It's just
I mean, he was very well liked. I mean, it's a shame how fast he went the other way.
Yeah,
took Hillary's spotlight. Is she like the quintessential poster child for sour grapes? I think not just once or twice or three times. That one with Trump, when she thought she won, she had all the fireworks set up. They were like, and all of a sudden they were like, Trump won.
Pull the rug out from underneath her. Yeah.
Oh my God, the emotion was incredible, But and then she's on her tour of sour grapes, and just how blah 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 blah.
This is going to be the last clip we play before we go do our polls, and I don't think we're going to play the whole clip because it's kind of long. This is Michaela Montgomery. This little chick is fiery, and this is the one Trump said that he's going to trade in Melania for. It's like, I couldn't even believe he said that shit. I was like, Trump, you did not just say that woman's going to kick your ass. You know that, right? Well, I think she would. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. Melania looks like she might hurt you. All them years of fighting her way to the top. I don't know. So anyway, let's post this up right quick. And let's see what happens.
To the stage, founder of Conserve the Culture, Michaela Montgomery.
Michaela Montgomery. I don't need all that music. Get her up there. This chick is something else, man.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver.
She thinks she's something.
I'm so happy you all came out to see me. So, my name is Michaela Montgomery. A lot of you guys know me as the girl from Chick-fil-A, but I am so much more than that. Not only do I serve as the CEO of Conserve the Culture, I am also the state director for Blexit, down here in Georgia. I'm a Fulton County coordinator for America First Works, and I'm also launching a podcast on the Patriots Prayer Network. So put some respect on my name.
Wow, yeah. He means business.
Okay.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
We don't care about Amazon, do we?
Now, why don't we jump right into it? See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high. I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else. So it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state. We also did a poll, and 80% of us Black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy. So I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November. They love me. They love me. They really love me.
Sally Field.
The left wants you to get in your feelings about things that have been said, but I want you guys to pay attention to what has been done. They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the Black community, but all she's done is hurt the Black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the Black community is to dismantle the Black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about Black families?
Judge Brown's old lady. You know how he feels about her.
I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a Black woman, is also with her. A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a Black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only Black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie? The same Black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for Black people, she identifies as an Asian woman.
Yep, first Asian woman.
She chose her side and it wasn't ours. When asked if she would ever do anything specifically for Black people, she said no. Whereas Trump gave us the Platinum Plan, which specifically uplifted the Black community by increasing capital by almost $500 billion, creating 500,000 new Black businesses, and would give Black churches the ability to fight for federal resources for their communities. And why are we acting like strong borders aren't a thing literally everywhere else in the world? Since when has being patriotic been a crime? See, a few weeks ago at the debate, Trump mentioned Black jobs. And a lot of people got in an uproar as if they didn't know what he meant. Well, we go to the polls and cast our Black vote. We go to the stores and spend our Black dollar. We live in our Black community, but for whatever reason, we draw the line at a Black job. Oh, but wait, because if you're wondering what a Black job is, please, I encourage you all to drive through Atlanta at all these beautiful Black-owned businesses and check and see who works there. Probably a Black person working for a Black entrepreneur, recycling the Black dollar, creating Black generational wealth.
They should have had her in damn New York.
And they're taking your jobs and your resources, then please believe my cousins in the Appalachians, they coming for you too.
Yeah.
And y'all know Kamala Harris has yet to say Laken Riley's name. As borders are, she opened the border to millions of illegal immigrants that have flooded American streets with deadly drugs and gangs that have spiked overdoses by over 124% and brought more crime into minority communities. So how's that for black folks? But let's take race out of it. Just as a woman, period. How can you be a champion for women's rights when you're taking away opportunities from biological women and giving them to transgendered ones?
Hell yeah. Yeah. A bitch slap is what that was. She knows when she hits a
I'll wait, y'all, because I wasn't done. See, how can you promote equity for women and you're allowing men to play in women's sports?
Okay, Michaela, we got to go, baby. But we will play you again.
Feminists would still allow men to.
We will play you again next. Before anybody gets angry,
I saw that speech.
Yeah, it's a good clip. It's a 14-minute clip, guys, so we don't have time to play it all because we got to get our polls done. So we're going to be running over, but be sure to go check her out. She is fiery little thing, and
I'll say
she's got her shit together, and she is not playing. It's one of those things that I'm just glad to see her up there doing it, and it was a weird way they met. And she is now. You ought to see later on when she meets with Trump and all. It's something else, but. Be sure to go check it out, though. I will. It's on my Facebook page, so you can go check it out, and it's on my personal Facebook page, so you can go over there and check it out. But anyway, we got to get into these polls. We got a lot of polls across, and we got limited time. We got 2 minutes to get through all these polls. Just kidding. Before anybody leaves, that's just fucking teasing. Now we did some of these polls. Now we're gonna. No, we're not starting out with him first. No, we're not. So we're going to start out with where's 538? There they are. We're going to start out with 538 because they're always the worst.
We flipped last week or Wednesday rather.
So these are always the worst polls. Well, Jay and I have talked about this several times. They switched polling companies right when she took over.
Yeah, like
immediately. It was immediately. I mean, they got rid of everybody that was polling Joe. And okay, what's going on here? So they got, it don't want to work. Well, we'll have to go find it somewhere else. It's, what's this say? Maybe this is it. Well, no, guys, I mean, the 538 company, I think it still is an ABC company. But the guy who did it, Nate Silver, he predicts Trump to win. Oh, yeah. He was the one that owned the company originally. And he predicts Trump to win. He's not playing around. He said, no, Trump's going to win this election. And quite a few people who were predicting things are going to close your damn thing, are going to predict what the bleep is going on here. Well, you know what? We'll just close the whole thing. How do you like that? But anyway, let's go find a legit 538 one that actually works. Now, let's see. We know they're in here somewhere. As you're looking, guys, y'all can't see as I'm scrolling, or can y'all? No, y'all can't. So we really want to get. Hopefully, it'll work this time. There it is, 538. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about the 538. So, according to this, Pennsylvania is even. Nevada is. Yes, that's bullshit. Wisconsin, he's down by a point. Michigan, he's down by a point. North Carolina, he's up by a point. Georgia, he's up by a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing some swing states here for some reason. I don't want to ask me why. No, this is for the Senate. Yeah, the Senate's going to be an interesting race. Now, let's see if we can go find what we were looking for last week. Oh, there we go. What is this? So here, y'all going to love this. Here we go. This is November 1st. Mass Inc. polling group. Harris 61, Trump 31. She's ahead by. See what I mean, guys? See what I mean?
That is way wishful thinking, I would think, on their part.
So then we're going to go to SoCal Strategies. Harris 50, Trump 48. Okay, now, what is it? Atlas Intel. Trump's ahead by 2. Mm-hmm. On Messages, Trump's ahead by 3. Trump's ahead by 1. Redfield Witten Telegraph is even. YouGov, Trump is down by 1. Trump is up by 1. So when you get up in here, the only one that's crazy is his first mass. Just Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a Massachusetts poll. That's why it was like that. Okay, it wasn't a national poll. I apologize. Bad on Joe's part. Well, I can understand Mass. I just couldn't see a national poll like that. There was no fucking way, people.
Yeah.
No, that was just no way. So let's see. Where are we? Are we nationally right now? Is according to this, it's a 1.3% difference between the two of them. I'm kind of confused, but still, it is. Nobody gets a favorable rating. That kind of sucks. Neither one of them. What is it? So Kamala's unfavorable rating is 49. Trump's is 52. That bites for both of them. It just bites for both of them.
Yeah, but were both polls Democratic?
No, they're all blue polls. They're all blue. All of that's blue polls. So when you go to 538, you will notice that all the companies there are blue companies. And what we mean by that, these are liberal companies, owned liberal companies. The people who work for them are liberal, and the people who are taking the polls there are liberals. These are not companies that are out there that are going to see Republican voters. So that should tell you right there that Trump's up in some of these polls, which means even amongst Democrats, he's winning. So that in itself kind of has to make them wonder what the hell. Well, Frank, 538 sometimes moves stuff around. So Trump wins 51 times out of 100. Kamala wins 49 times out of 100. Trump is the favorite right now. This is the other part of 538 because I went to their second part of their polls. Trump is ahead in this one. So that other poll was a little bit older. This one you can kind of play with. SoCal strategies. Now remember, on the page we were just on, Trump was losing there. Trump's winning here. TIP is Trump's winning it. Trump is winning in TIPP. Trump has not been ahead in TIPP even when Joe Biden was was running. That shows you how bad this is. So now, oh my God, Trump again. Harris, Echelon Insight has Harris, 1 point ahead. Trump is ahead on the 538's got Trump ahead out of 6 out of 8 polls.
Wow.
So
and by how many points? 5 or 6?
No, they're only 1 or 2 points, but he's favored.
So what's the margin of error on most of those? 4, 5?
2 to 3 on these.
So it makes it like a 3 or a 4. That's still that margin of error makes him
it's all these polls are in the margin of error, all of them. Rabbit Research has Harris up 4. Harris X Forbes has Harris up by 1. Forbes is yet to have. Trump has never been ahead in a Forbes poll yet. Or LJ Partners, DailyMail.com. Trump's up by 3. So, and most of these, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7. Trump's up 7 polls. Harris is up 5 polls, and they're all very close to each other, with the exception of 1. Mm-hmm. So 538. Okay, 538 has Trump ahead. So how do forecasts change over time? Currently, the forecast by 538 has Trump 570, Harris 268. That's their current projection. So they're projecting Trump to win.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're seeing in Nevada. Trump's up by 1. Pennsylvania, Trump's up by 1. Wisconsin, she's up by 0.7. I'm sorry. Michigan, 0.3. North Carolina, Trump's up by 2. Georgia, Trump's up by 2. Arizona, Trump's up by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the 7 states, Trump has 5 of them. He's got more than what he needs to win the presidency.
I think Trump by a landslide.
And like I said, this is 538. This is one of the, or is this 27? No, this is 538.
You know what? I don't even like him, and I'm calling him by a landslide.
It's looking like.
But what happens?
It's been looking that way for the last 10, 12 months.
Let's say he wins. What happens the day after? What does America look like? Where do we go from there?
Well, they're saying they may not even get the votes counted until like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Well, no, they've changed that. They a bunch of judges said you can't go wait that long. Sorry.
Well,
They
what
said
happens? But
all
what
votes have to be
happens? I
counted
mean,
by the second.
are people going to
I mean,
revolt? I
that's
mean, are they going to go rioting like they did?
Republicans won't. I mean, the only and it's like Jan 6. I keep hearing Jan 6 this, Jan 6 that, but see, Jan 6 got kicked in the nuts when Nancy Pelosi's daughter released that video saying when she said, "Oh, I feel like I should have put the National Guard out." She knew damn good and well what she was doing. She knew it, and she confessed to her daughter on that freaking video, and that video is public now. So I guarantee you, Trump's if he wins, he's going after her. Because he's been getting, he's going to go after all the people who came after him, because that tells you it doesn't matter what he said.
All of the enemy was
he would put the National Guard out.
He said he would do that. I just hear him say that.
But he had 15 National Guard already there. All she had to do was say go. They were there. They were there for something else. All he had to say was go, and he called her and offered it to him, and she said no. And then he called the mayor of DC and said, because she can do it too, and she said no. So nobody would have had to die. No damage would have occurred if either one of these two bitches would have done what they were asked to do and posted the National Guard.
So is Trump the Antichrist asking for a friend?
No. Elon Musk is.
Yeah, he's the Antichrist. Elon's the Antichrist.
Well, I mean, he survived the shot in the head. And
so I will tell you something that came out that I don't know how well it's going to play with the country. Trump wants to front a bill that will allow you, if you've lived in this country for more than 25 years and you're not a natural born, to run for president.
Do we all get a gold toilet?
I don't know, but that would allow Elon Musk to run for president.
Yeah.
It would have ran. The only one who sucked was who would have done best would have been
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it would have been good for him. So national polled on 270 basically has him even. Trump's ahead by 2 in Arizona. He's ahead by 2 in Georgia. He's close in Maine. We don't really care. He's ahead on this part of Maine. Mass, she's kicking his ass. Michigan is basically a tie. Nevada, Trump's winning. Look at New Mexico. 45-49.
Michigan's
there was 15
very blue.
Points between them.
Michigan's very blue, and it's funny that it's a tie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
A lot of states that are so deep blue have kind of just neutralized because people are seeing for themselves what the policies have wrought. They don't want it. They don't want it.
So Trump's ahead of North Carolina and Pennsylvania too.
They hate Trump, but they hate what's going on. So it's kind of like, where do you go? What do you choose? There's only 2 choices, yes or no.
So this group has Trump up with 6 swing states. The other one had him up by 5. So these are 2 hardcore polling companies that both have him ahead in the swing states and steadily moving up. Now, of course, we're talking 3 days, not even 3 days, 2 days and some change. Florida is 50-44. New Hampshire's close. South Carolina, Trump's murderizing people. New Jersey, you fucking people in New Jersey. Wait. Let me see if I can see the screen right quick. Yeah, where's it at? I want to show y'all something for you people in New Jersey.
Make sure everybody knows too about the election show, man. I mean, because we're going to be on all night.
Tuesday, we will be here from 6 to midnight. We will be wreaking havoc. We'll have other hosts with us. There'll probably be 8 or 9 hosts with us. Be sure to come by because we're going to be causing nothing but trouble. We'll be carrying everything as it goes. Usually we split up in groups and everybody has their own polling groups. And we sit here and go through the polls, go through the information, go through what's coming in, any news that may be coming in as well. We talk about that as well because there's a lot that goes on those shows. Utah, he's murderizing people. Minnesota, though. Look at Minnesota. He's losing in Minnesota. Nebraska, he's murderizing people. District 1 in Nebraska, he's murderizing people. So he's winning both districts. One of the districts he's not going to win, but 3 of them he's going to win. New York, he's 40-57. I think that pulls off a little bit, but because when Joe Biden was there, it was 46. So on the other one, it was 44-50 or something. So that's different. Ohio, he's killing her. Texas, he's killing her. Kansas, he's killing her. So now they said the other day Alaska was going to be a swing state. 51-43 does not sound like a swing state. I just want to say.
No.
Montana's killing her. So Washington, Oregon, he's getting his ass kicked. South Dakota, he's killing her. Maryland, he's getting his ass kicked. California's getting his ass kicked. Tennessee, he's kicking her ass. Iowa's a little closer than it should be, but he's up by 5, so he's outside the margin of error. North Dakota, he's way ahead. Rhode Island, 40-50. I don't know, Rhode Island. That's a little closer than I thought it would be. Connecticut's 41-57. Delaware, 36-55. But all these have like 2 freaking delegates. Indiana is 56-40. Missouri is 55-42. I'm rounding off, by the way. Arkansas, 55-40. Oklahoma, 56-40. West Virginia, 61-34. Vermont, 29-70 on Harris's side. Wait, where was regular Virginia at? Let's go back and see regular Virginia right quick.
Virginia should be equal, tied.
Oh, she was like 6 points ahead in Virginia the other day, but I just want to see it myself. Where is Virginia? There it is. Virginia right now is 41-49. It's an 8-point difference. I don't think that's right, but because they got a Republican governor, so I think that's a little bit closer than what you think. But I learned something in 2 elections. It's sometimes just because the governor is from your party doesn't always mean you're going to get what you want. But that's like in Florida, though, when Jeb Bush was governor, they tried to say Gore won it. Jeb had an 86% approval rating. There was nobody voting for and in the end, in the final count, he won anyway. Even though the Supreme Court gave it to him, they did finish the count and he did win. So, the Democrats are still pissed about that. You know what? And I am so glad that little wussy, I wanted to use the other word, Al Gore did not become our president. He was such a crybaby, man. I mean, he grew a beard and cried, did big carbon footprint all around the world, basically told the whole world to fuck off. I mean, you don't hear about him anymore.
He made himself rich.
He made himself rich. He made himself
hundreds of millions of dollars.
He made himself richy people. Oh yeah, he did. So let's take a look at this. So right now, if the last 2 companies we looked at were right, let's see what the polling numbers would be. So that would be that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Where does that put Trump at? 287. You don't even have to take Wisconsin and Michigan if he takes those. The 5 that he's got right now puts him at 287. And so what does that put Harris at? Let's see, that's light blue. Puts Harris at, it puts Harris at 198. It actually drops her down. Ooh, Harris, you better get to sucking on somebody's, you know what, a lollipop or something. Well, no, I mean, we're just going by what these polls are showing. We haven't got to real clear politics yet, which we're going to be doing next. But with these 2 we've seen right now, Trump is clearly your next president of the United States. Do I trust polls? I'm not as far as I can fucking throw them. I trust him as much. I trust him about as far as I can throw Michael's big ass. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And he ain't no little guy, so I'm telling you, it ain't going to be much. I don't trust him very much. Let's see. This is the New York Times. So New York Times basically has them tied. They got it 49-48, but when you look at the thing, it's like 0.5%. So New York Times only has 0.5%. New York Times gives Pennsylvania to Trump, gives Nevada to Trump, gives North Carolina to Trump, gives Georgia to Trump, gives Arizona to Trump. And the only 2 they give to Harris is Wisconsin and Michigan. Again, that puts Trump at 289. And people, who is this? Who is this, people? The hated New York Times says Trump's going to win.
They're trying to get back into favor, man. These
well, they wouldn't even. They didn't even endorse Kamala. No, none of the big companies endorsed Kamala. They basically told her to go. You know what?
Right.
What do you mean? Oh wait, now you're talking NBC. Oh, NBC's probably got to win by like 100 points. Give me a fucking NBC. We're talking about. President's Mad Cow. Oh wait a minute. They got Trump up by 2 points in the national poll. Oh shit. Harris, if NBC says you're being beat by 2 points, you're being beat like by 6. Oh my God. I can't. No, I don't fucking believe that. No, I don't believe that. That's somebody faking some shit off here. See, if it was CNN, I'd say okay, but no. I'm not being. Yeah. No, man. NBC's no way. Somebody put some fake bullshit poll. NBC does not have Harris winning. I don't care what y'all say. NBC and NPR, which soon fucking die, is put Trump ahead. Yes.
But at the same time, they don't want to be wrong. You know,
don't.
So it's a balancing act, right?
Well, NPR, one thing this election will prove to everyone who listens to NPR, it is a fucking liberal rag.
Oh, yeah.
There is no bipartisanship there
biased.
whatsoever. Check for presidents and voting in Georgia. God, if Biden was still winning, Trump would be up by 11 points. Jesus. Let's see. Wait, here's some guy who's going to try to say, what's he trying to say? No, he's trying to say he's full of shit. That's what he's trying to say.
Wouldn't it be cool to be the devil's advocate hanging out with Biden and be like, they did you wrong, man. They did you wrong, Joe. You know, all years of service. How they did you. You know, you're the president. God damn it. You'd be like, yeah. And then get him on the media, you know. Just get him jammed up and get him out there, man. I love the emotion. Give me emotion.
You got some bullshit numbers out today is what y'all got. They were trying to say she's making progress in Southern Bell states. No, she's not.
God.
I don't even know why y'all would even bother. That was a CNN thing there.
They lie. They want to influence people. They're going to lie. Yeah. So and people who haven't voted yet saying, oh, look, she's got support. Maybe I'll vote for her too. Because people are that. Like they're like that. That's the problem. They got to think for themselves and don't let people think for you. You know?
Let's see. Who is this little blue setup we've rolled into here? Whatever I'm at on right now has her ahead in every state. Where the hell am I? What did I stumble into? Oh, they won't even say who they are. Oh my God, that's just look, people. Don't be cowards, okay? Don't be cowards. We're not big fans of cowards. Oh wait, here's CNN. What CNN's got to say? Oh, CNN's broke. Their website is broke.
Pretty sad. There's news outlets that just play to groups instead of equal. Everybody being equal. You know, they preach equality, but then they are like playing to these groups. You know,
that's
terrible.
Let's see. This poll has them a 0.5% apart. No clear leader is what they're saying. But they're giving Trump the 5 of the 7 swing states. I don't know. That's. I mean, it's possible that everybody's wrong. I'm just, going to have some fundamental issues with that. And I think the nation will as well. I mean, when you've got CNN and the New York Times, I mean, come on, Los Angeles Times refused to do it. And remember, the Los Angeles Times called Trump in 2016. They were talking to the editor at a day, and he felt the momentum, his words, not mine, was in.
I find that the LA Times is pretty even-handed, even though it's the LA Times, you know.
You know, they hate Trump, but they're honest, at least in some parts.
Yeah.
Their polls, remember their polls were right on. I mean,
they were in 2016. They were right the fuck on.
Yeah.
Our polls and their polls were matching the whole race, and that's one of the reasons I knew they weren't lying. So let's see here. Where are we? We're on Real Clear Politics. Real Clear Politics. Damn it. Real Clear Politics. I couldn't get that out of my mouth for some reason. Arizona, Trump versus Harris. Nobel predicted insights. Trump to win Arizona. Nevada, Trump versus Harris. 1 point in Harris's favor. Oh, I was the first one to see that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Rasmussen has Trump up by 2.
Okay. We were here. We were here doing the show in 2016.
Yeah, we were. Sequana, whatever it is.
They had freaking years, man. My God.
Washington Post has Harris up by 1 in Pennsylvania. USA Today has them tied. Rasmussen has them up by 3. Yeah, sorry, guys. Looks like he's going to take that. Michigan, she's going to probably take. Yeah. Not North Carolina, not New Mexico. They're saying New Mexico, she's only up by 4.
Well, she's going to lose that one then too.
Yeah. So national poll, Trump is up by 2. Colorado, Trump is down by 12. North Carolina, Trump's up by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. They give her 5. They give him 5 swing states in here, and that's on November 1st. That's actually today's poll, or yesterday's poll. Now, yep. So this is the 5th company, guys, that we've looked at. Now, remember when we talk about 538, 270, and reoccur politics, there's like 40 polling companies between them 3 sites, maybe 45. So when you go through all of that, and they're basically putting Trump ahead in 5 out of 7 swing states, he's probably got those 5 states. And well, Pennsylvania was looking like a tough one, but even Fetterman said he would be surprised if the Democrats won.
Think Fetterman's going to vote for Trump, man?
I think he is. I think he's going to vote for Trump. National Trump versus Harris, TIPP. Remember, TIPP's had Harris ahead in everything. National, they've got Trump up by a point. This is one of those. Yeah, Michigan, she's only up by on that one. She's up by a point. On this one, she's tied. On this one, Trump's up by a point. Trump, I don't know, guys. It's so as of this point, without. All I can say is this: if he fucking loses, I'm going to be, because 2020, I always knew there was a chance he was going to lose, and I actually talked about him losing a few times. But this is, I don't know. Plus, he's got Tulsi Gabbard and Kennedy. People like Kennedy. They like Tulsi. And then you've got like this girl. What was her name? McCalla. We were just listening to. I mean, that's just pure energy. That's all for.
He should have made Tulsi his VP, man.
Well, I really said that. I actually wrote to him, but his son talked him into Vance. I think Tulsi would have been the way to go because she would have pulled some Democrats. She would have. Kennedy wouldn't have. He couldn't make Kennedy because he's got voice issues. But
yeah, I like Tulsi. I like her.
I like her too.
I like her too.
But she's getting an excellent position. So he's already talked about Kennedy and Tulsi and Elon and all these positions are going to get going. So Roanoke College poll. Where's Roanoke College at? Where's Roanoke at? What is it? New Jersey, New York, Virginia. So 65% of the people there say that we're on the wrong track. Presidential approval rating, 52% disapprove. It's going up by 14%.
Before COVID-19 kicked in, Trump, 93% of people in America were happy with their lives.
Oh, yeah, he was.
They wouldn't change a thing. That was January 2020. So look at what happened.
Biden's approval rating right now is 37%. Harris' approval rating is 38%.
That's stretching it, man. You guys say.
Yes. But wait, Trump's favorable rating is also 38%.
There you go.
Jesus, man. Oh, man, this shit's too much for me. Now in Virginia, Harris has a 45% favorable, 46 unfavorable. Yes, and that's in Kane, Virginia, wherever the hell that's at. Yes, so people are not happy with the country. They're just not happy. President General ballot test Virginia. Yes, let's see. Virginia, Roanoke College, Virginia, Trump Harris Cove, Virginia. I don't know. That the Virginia thing is all over the place.
What about West Virginia? I want to hear from them.
West Virginia, he's kicking everybody's ass.
Bung, 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 bung.
It's not even. It's. Oh wait, here's Gallup. Well, we haven't looked at Gallup. We got to look at.
Am I knocking the West Virginia folks?
Them people are so heavy Trump. It's not even funny. Let's see. What do we got in Gallup polls? Gallup's supposed to be fair and honest. They're so full of shit. Really and truly, man. My fucking Chihuahua's got more brains than people do. Y'all don't want to talk about 2024, do y'all? You bunch of cowardly bastards. I mean, come on. They're showing every year but this one. Now they are saying though, like they're saying. Let me see. Let me go back up here right quick. So for So what they're trying to show everybody is, damn, I was way down here. Incumbent presidential job approval in 2024, 2020, 2012. Obama had a 52%. Yeah. If Obama had a 52% approval rating, my dick is 25 inches long. I'm just saying. I mean, everybody can tell big fish stories. I'm just saying. I didn't say dick. I said fish, people. Calm down. Fish.
No, you
Clinton's
got to do the
approval rating.
European thing and go by the centimeters.
Yeah, I know. Huh? Let's see. Trump had a 48% approval rating. Who is this? Oh, Biden's got a 41. George W. Bush had a 48. George W. Bush had like an 86 or something. People loved his fucking little ass. The other now, Daddy Bush, I can believe this, 34%. Oh yeah, I have no doubt. He fucked up the war so bad, people were like, get out of here. I mean, he won the war. He just blew up all them kids, and that was the end of him. Now they're trying to say Reagan only had a 58% approval rating. Yeah. Nixon had a 60% approval rating. I know. Anyway, U.S. U.S. satisfaction. I can't even speak anymore. Oh my Lord. Let's see when our country was the most satisfied. Let's see. It wasn't in 2024.
1953.
It wasn't in 2020. So far, 2016 for Trump is the highest. Let's see. Damn, 2004 is now the highest. That was Trump. Bush. 62. This is 1988. That's Reagan. No, that ain't Reagan. That's Nixon. Damn, why is his approval rating so high?
88? I thought that was Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I think that was
Clinton. Was it Clinton? Oh, okay. I can understand if it was Clinton. Yeah, Nixon would have been closer in the 70s, right? Early 80s, late 70s, something like that. Because it's just giving us they're not giving us the thing.
Jimmy Carter
economic
and all that.
Confidence.
Yeah.
So right now the confidence level is minus 26. 2020 it was minus. What the hell was this? Minus 33. 2016 it was minus 1. That was when Trump took over, or 2017 technically. They got these dated wrong too. They should have them dated for the current presidents. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here because they're not giving me what I wanted to look for. Look, people, you can kiss my ass. How's that? Let's see. The year I was born, it was plus. Holy shit! It was plus 34%. What happened? Matter of fact, 1972 plus 78%. Wow. Matter of fact, there are no 1976 plus 78%. Oh man, that's well, people, that should suck for us, right? I mean, you go back in the 70s and 60s, and they were living much better than we were, apparently.
Yeah, we were.
Let's see, Pennsylvania general election. We love Trump. We love Trump. Oh yeah, we love Trump. That's right. That's what we want to see in Pennsylvania. We love Trump.
Yep.
Winning in Pennsylvania just makes Trump's life easier. Oh, we got one more poll and then we're out of here, people. I got to go to bed. I'm hungry. I'm looking at my chihuahuas are looking at me like I'm dinner or something. So they've already bumped Trump up to 235. He was at 219 on the Electoral College. Right now, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, according to this, this is the Hill. Election the Hill. So Pennsylvania, according to the Hill, 53% Donald Trump, 47% Kamala Harris.
Good.
That's crazy. Michigan is opposite, 58-42 Harris. Wisconsin, they got it for Trump. Virginia, they're giving to her. North Carolina, they're giving to Trump in a big way. Georgia, they're saying Trump in a big way. Arizona, they're saying Trump in a big way. And Nevada, this has them winning all but one. And with big numbers. This is the Hill, though. The Hill's a little red tainted, people. I just got to warn y'all ahead of time. And currently, right now, in national polling, according to the Hill, it is 54-46. And that is probably closer to the true number that is actually out there right now. But on that note, people, we got lives and things and cats and dogs and things to feed. What do you mean kids? Ain't none of us got kids. I mean, we all got kids, but anyway.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flip Side. Christopher Mike's going to be with us. He's doing the news with us now. And he's right there. You don't see? Look how cute he is. And Jay's up here. He done fell asleep. He's snoring. His cat's probably on his head or something right now, keeping him warm. Sean's like, I'm the fuck about at his place. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here. I want to thank everyone for tuning into United Public Radio. I really, truly hope you enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good stuff on here. As you can see, the last 4 shows we've done. Well, let me go back real quick. This show, Wednesday show, last Friday's show, clearly have showed Trump moving ahead slowly but surely. Now that could change, but I mean, we're talking 2 days, two days and some change. 2 days and like 18 hours at this point.
Today, Joe, or yeah.
Oh, it is today, because today's Saturday. So,
I forget what day they're coming in, but in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you're going to have Trump and Harris here.
Oh, that ought to be fun.
Yes.
Well, Harris stinks anyway. So she's. I heard one of her people say she smells funny.
She is holding a concert down at Point State Park from 3 to 6, and Trump's going to PPG Arena from 6 p.m. on. So
yeah. Since when do candidates have concerts? This is like the 5th time I've heard her call it. She's having a concert.
Does she play guitar, man? Like Bill Clinton
nobody's
whipped out
singing.
the saxophone. He was on Arsenio.
It ain't a concert if nobody's singing. I don't know what this is.
People thought Clinton was cool, man. I mean, like he had that. He was charismatic, you know.
All right, guys. Good night.
One thing before we leave, guys and girls, they did bust Kamala with her little earrings. She does have earrings that she can hear somebody talk. She got caught. She was talking to somebody and she answered them. She held her ear, and she answered them. So now they want to go back. Now they're saying they want the FBI to investigate. They think during the debate she was wearing them because it looks like the same one she's been wearing. So they want it investigated. Because I don't think she can do anything without cheating. I really don't. But on that note, we got to go, guys and girls. Thanks again for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flip Side. And we will see. Well, I'll see y'all tomorrow because I got to do Arthur's Quill with John Goodwin. And then we'll be back Tuesday around 6 o'clock. And we will be. What do you mean? Oh, no, we cancel all the shows on Tuesday. If a host wants to do one on a pre-record,
that's
so
what I got to do.
We allow hosts to do them on a pre-record if they want to, but the station will be live with us. So I just want to let y'all know that. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Stay tuned for Spaced Out Radio.
Get out and vote.
Good night.